Greymouth.
Gotta get those levels right.
I'm a Sigma. I go out. I don't even.
Here we go.
Man Swoo.
Oh, fuck, blew it. Ready?
Man Swoo. Man Swoo.
This time. Third time lucky. Go.
Man Swoo.
Hey. Check. What's happening? We are back. It's been a bit of a long hiatus, actually, this year. The Man Swoo team, we haven't done much. We did a Briggsy podcast, and then we did a Me and Hodjo podcast. I think this is only the third one. Done all year.
Frankie's was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, Frankie's was last year. Yeah. So we're back with another guest. It's none other than Jon Rodden. Is it Jonathan or is it just John?
Jonathan, but I hate that.
You do hate that?
Yeah. Only mum says that when something bad's happened.
Yeah, when you're in trouble, eh?
So Johnny or John.
So, Jonathan. Oh, it's good to have you back, mate. It's always
Cheers.
good. Hey, cheers.
On the Reds.
On the Reds team. We're on the Reds. We're on the Reds. We're on the Siggies. Good times.
On the medical.
Yeah, you're on the medical, eh? Yep. It's crazy, eh? Like, actually prescribed medical marijuana, eh?
Don't get into the country, mate. On holiday.
Must be so weird when you have to bring it through customs. What's the process there? You just give a bit of paper?
No, the first time they looked at me.
Yeah.
And ever since that, they haven't even asked me.
Since?
No.
Oh.
It's random. Like this trip back, I flew in, put my little man bag through the bloody X-ray machine.
Yeah.
They pulled it aside. I was like, oh, here we go. They're going to actually hit me out this time.
Yeah.
Opened it up, pulled it, rummaged through my bag with all my little containers of weed, and then pulled out my can of deodorant and said, oh, this is too big. And I said, oh, yeah, keep it. And then they zipped my bag up. And then I'm pretty sure it's facial recognition now. And I've got a green tick next to my name.
Ah, gotcha.
I think so.
So the first time they would have pulled you aside and
Yeah.
said, what the fuck's going on here? You blatantly got drugs in it.
Yeah.
And you've gone, here's my prescription, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So
I
from
don't think I'd seen it that much. But they
Yeah.
wanted to open one up, have a look at it, and have a smell. And
yeah,
I was sort of more intrigued.
yeah, they would have been. They were like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can get prescribed medical marijuana in New Zealand.
I think you got to be terminal, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
maybe. And I don't know if are you allowed the weed now? Because I remember it was like a spray, like a sativa spray.
Or the oil.
Yeah, whatever.
Oil.
Yeah.
I got that as well.
I remember hearing stories like it was $500 for like one bottle back in the day, just making
Oh,
absolute killing.
even in Australia, it's like double the black market, basically.
Right. Okay. It's a good trick to set up.
But you got to, so the people that actually need it can't afford it. So it's quite sad, really. I'm just lucky, like I was the first person in Australia to be covered by work cover.
First person.
And be prescribed. So yeah,
The very first person.
and they pay the bill, the government.
It's so cool.
It's one of the best way to live a smoke too.
Yeah, just the gruntiest.
But it definitely helps my back pain.
Of course.
Doesn't do much for my nerve pain, but it helps my back pain.
Gotcha. Yeah, so we can talk about that at some stage because as everyone knows, I've been through a little wee thing too, but nothing compared to yours. But let's just start off with
You can never compare injuries, though. You know?
true. Everyone's got a different
Yeah.
scenario. Eh? Yeah. But yeah, you're back on the coast for a little wee stint, which is
Yep.
always good. Had a good run of waves as soon as you come back.
Yeah, fun small.
Weather's been sick. It's just been fucking so toasty. Oh, you can kick this back too. There's a little wee button on the side if you want to get real
Yeah,
cozy.
that's better, man.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Hey, we're in the cozy zone now, team. Yeah, so Johnny, how long have you been here on the coast now? What, 3, 4, 5
We're on the
weeks?
26th. It's been like a week in Christchurch from Mo.
Oh yeah, true. It was Fletcher's second birthday.
Second birthday.
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, that was cool. I just talked to Mully this morning actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Hi,
did his-
Molly.
Hey, Mully Moo, I don't think he even I
Right.
don't even know if he listens or watches. Too busy drinking fucking beers and in his garden, hey.
Yeah, in his garden.
His garden's looking good. He gave me the big tour today.
On dad life. He's a good dad.
He is a good dad. He's always wanted to be a dad. They struggled too with the whole IVF. And, you know, I remember having heaps of big combos with him, and it was tough, eh?
Yeah.
But everything come through, and they got a cute little boy. He told me today, this morning, he was like, last night, Fletcher actually slept through the night.
Yeah, there's
Proper-
this morning too.
Proper sleep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Fletcher. Cool name, too.
Yeah, this is going on.
What'd you buy him for his birthday?
I got him a few different things.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got him a little forklift. The last time I was back, I actually bought him a big one.
Oh,
A big
Jesus.
forklift, a ride-on.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it was. He was one.
Huh?
Oh, no. When did you do that?
Last time I was back, so I don't even know when it was, July,
Oh, yeah, true.
I think last year.
Yeah. And, you got him a
Yeah,
big-
Dad's 70th, it was.
Oh, true. That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a cool night.
Yeah, it was a cool
You
night.
can talk about that too. Also, you got him a smaller one this time.
Yeah, just a little toy one, and I got him, it's like a blow-up dinosaur thing with a punching bag.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Cool. And so heaps of whanau around for his birthday.
Yep, they were all over. It was
Tyson
good.
come down. Tyson,
Yep.
did Daisy come down too?
Yep.
Me.
It was awesome.
Shout out to Tyson. I don't know if he listens, but shout out, brother. It's been a long time.
Love you, Tosky.
Love you too, brother. Love you.
Drum roll, please.
And yeah, I'm so bad. I'd never watch his Twitches, eh? Such a bad thing.
It was streaming today.
Was he? True. Do you always tune in?
Not always, but a lot. I was his first sub. I did like
Oh, that's cool.
number one.
Mikey, he tunes in, eh?
He turns in now and again.
Yeah. He's always told me.
You never
so.
know when he's lurking around.
Yeah, just see. He always says he just puts a little random comment in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fuck, how good's it been? I was so pumped because when you came back, my first surf out of my rehab was with you.
Yeah.
And Mikey and Isaac, and that was fucking really fun.
It was fun.
That morning,
But you were going a little bit too hard first surfing.
wasn't I? What an idiot!
So you take off. Told him to go easy and then he's popping into it.
It
Well,
was-
what are you doing?
I just felt good. That's the thing.
Well,
like,
that's go with the
yeah,
flow.
like I felt good, and I remember seeing the section come up to me. It might have been halfway through the surf because I was just saying to myself, I'll just go out for 3 waves, take it easy, and then after I caught 3 waves, I was like, fuck, I reckon I can start for an hour, and I did, probably an hour and a half, and yeah, I just saw this section come up, and I was bottom turning up, and I just didn't even think about it. You know, I was bottom turning up to hit the lip, and then as I was going up, I was like, oh, am I actually going to do this? And then yeah, I did a little wee tweaky invert. It wasn't a big one, just like a little apprehensive innie, but I did it, tweaked it, and landed, and I was like, oh, fuck, it was risky. So risky.
That's the scariest thing for me up doing back out surfing is like, I see a section, I just want to hit it. But
Yeah. Because have you done any air maneuvers yet?
Nah, I did a couple of little like floppo rolls.
But you
I've
have done a couple of rollos?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but nothing like a big bowly rollo.
Nah.
Because you've
I've
been out.
had some where
Yeah.
I could have, but I've just had to like
Yeah.
not do it.
Good on you for fucking having the restraint, because it's hard for me. Because later on in the afternoon, I went surfing again. I don't think you might have just come in, or did you go surfing twice that day?
Can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably.
I went out again, and Bonesy was out, and a couple other people were out, and
Oh yeah, you would have got there after us.
After
You,
work,
you missed it.
fuck's sake, that's been your call all fucking summer. You missed it. You missed it. Arcs me up, especially when I've been at work.
Yeah.
So annoying.
I only do it because I know one go.
So, matey, let's run through the usual. What we always do with guests on here is give us a wee backstory of your introduction to surfing and bodyboarding. How did you start? Obviously, well, people might not know, but you're a twin with
Yeah.
with Mully,
Benjamin.
Benjamin, Benjamin and Jonathan Rodden. Have you guys got middle names?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Lee.
Lee.
John Lee.
John Lee. Who's Lee after? Someone in the family, like an
someone in
old
the
uncle
family,
or
yeah.
an old great
That I
grandfather.
never met.
Yeah.
There is a story behind that. That would be a good question to ask Kev when you get him on the potty.
Yeah, definitely getting
Dad.
Kev on the body one day. But and what's Mully's middle name?
James. Benjamin
James.
James.
BJ. Low jobs.
BJ.
All day long. Okay, cool. So, and you've got an older brother called Nicky,
Yep.
and then a younger brother called Tyski.
All legends. 4 Roddens. Mum, Wendy was trying for a girl and just gave up.
After Tyler, she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Shame, eh? She would have always wanted a little girl, just to,
You can imagine a girl Rodden. What would that be like?
That would be so loose. Can you imagine a wee sister? Oh my god, a female Rodden. Fuck,
It'd be
crazy.
interesting.
Yeah. Because we can talk about the whole weird thing where I went up to Gisborne too and joined a band with Will Rodden.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We'll talk about that afterwards, but let's talk about you and how you got into bodyboarding. How did you get into it? Like, who did you first
grew up
see?
in Blaketown,
Yeah, so you're a Blaketown boy.
pretty close to our mum and dad's house to this day, close to it, very close. And we just started just going straight off. We got bodyboards one Christmas, I think, and then we were like, I don't know if we were like 12 or around that age, 11, 12. And then we're just going straight out the front, and then just started seeing people over there, and then just got better and just went there. Yeah, to Blaketown, and that was it, really.
Fuck, so you
And then started going, then went to high school, and then like Adam McLean was in my form class, and like all my classes, and then they all just started coming around and then hanging out at our house because it's the closest to the beach, and then it just become.
Because I've talked about it before, like, it felt like the two main hangout spots were Frank's house and your guys' house, eh?
Yeah.
That was pretty much the two meccas of book hangs, eh? Yeah. Okay, so you picked up foamies, 11 or 12, and then when was your first slick board?
Like with a Scott.
Yes, like a Scott Edge or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Most of the crew had one. I think my first. No, I never actually got a Scott because DeGoldie had a Scott. I started with the Mantis spoiler. She's 38 inch. It was a little bit small for me, but
I think I was 39 or something.
Yeah.
And then I went to Manta Concept.
Concepts.
Yeah. Still one of my favourite boards.
Whoa, did it have channels?
Yeah, 4 of them.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Fuck, crazy.
But it was real good for bottom turning. Fast.
Because they had those real thick slicks. I don't even think they were Serlin. They were like.
I think they were turning.
Oh, really? Fuck. It was really Mantas, because I always thought they were just like.
Oh, the early one. That one.
Concept.
Because I had the Scott for a while.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Sweet. So 14-ish, was it? And you got your.
Yeah, as soon as we started getting, like, third form, we started going down to a tip more.
Yeah.
And then there's always like a bit of a crowd, so it's a bit more scarier, but.
But you guys were locals, man.
Locals, mate. Our beach.
So you would have got pretty much, like just ushered in.
Sort of, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Muller just had to follow me because he was a bit scared when, too scared to go to the tip.
was he actual? Who knows if that's true or not with you?
Pull in, Muller. More like pull off.
So you, cool. So you and Mully would have just went down and you met, obviously with mates of ads at form class.
Mm.
And then, so who was your initial crew? Or did you just, both of you just rock down there and just hang out with whoever was there?
No, well, like all the Cobden crew started coming over and they'd leave all the gear at our house, like Gantley, Colemanto and all that.
Colemanto, yeah, true. Yeah.
And Luckman,
all the Cobos boys coming over.
Yeah.
How would they get over? Get rides or just bike?
Or paddle.
Oh, river. Yeah, true. Oh, that's sick. Sweet. So it was just basically, so you didn't really have a Blaketown crew that because you were so close, you just go there and
Yeah.
see who was there.
Yeah.
And this is obviously before cell phones. So what would you even
And then
bring?
we started meeting all the John Paulians,
Yeah.
and then became mates with them pretty much just because of the beach. It was just like a
And that's
beach family.
and that's the Frankies, Chris Martins, Ben
Beach,
Smiths.
yeah.
Yeah. Who else is in that John Paul crew?
Tim Pfeiffer,
Wife, yeah.
a few other. Hamish Bruce.
Yeah, the Bruces, that's
I
right.
think he was.
They were Dawleys, yep. All the three of the Bruces. Yep. Fergus. Fergus, he was gnarly, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What about the Grometer Bruce back in the day? Did I say a Bruce?
Abuse.
I did say a Bruce, eh? Oh my god. Haven't even had one wine. This is going to be a messy one, team. Buckle up, boys and girls. Buckle up.
I'm going to fill up my glass.
You do that. I'll just chat while you're doing that. Yeah, so the Bruces, so all three of them were definitely going to the beach all the time. Did you boys ever venture down much to Kororo? Because that is my stomping ground. That's where I cut my teeth on the book. Did you ever go much down there, or you just?
Only when we stayed at Ed's house, really.
Oh yeah, and you just go have a wee surf in the beaches.
Yeah.
You ever have any remember any good sessions, or no? Just
Couple.
yeah.
More at Doug's.
Oh, just down the beach, Blakos. Yeah.
Had some awesome surfs there.
Yeah. Who named Dougie's? It's named after
Doug
Sarzi's
Eastman.
dad. Eh?
Yeah, Doug Eastman. Because
Yeah.
he built their house there.
Yeah.
And like, we were quite friendly with him. Me and Mullet. Mullet used to help work and stuff.
Oh shit! No way.
And then we just started checking it because it was right next to Doug's. And then there was just a fun bank left and right for ages.
Dougie's. Shout out Sarzi Eastman.
Yep, shout out.
She's
So
like one
Doug
of-
Eastman actually popped in the other day. We're just having a game of poker.
Yeah.
Me, Mikey, and Kev.
Yeah.
Smoking a joint.
Yeah.
And then Doug Eastman popped in. Good to see him.
Oh, cool.
He's having hip surgery.
Oh, fuck.
Going over to do it.
I reckon that's something I'll have to do too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because my mum had one, my auntie had one, my nana's had one. Boydo needs one, but he's stubborn and just won't get it done.
Do you get sore hips?
I have had the odd bit of pain, but like it's real minimal and on and off.
Yeah.
But I sometimes I feel like a niggle there, and I'm like, oh, that could be just like the start, like the very start of something. Because what happens is like your ball joint starts to rub out all the soft tissue and just gets bone on bone.
Bone on
eventually,
bone.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gnarly. That would be painful.
Yeah, my mum went through hell, because she went through the public system. They took forever, and she was in the system waiting for an operation, and then COVID hit. And then so everything was just like put on the back burner, and she just kept getting like 3-month delay, another 4-month delay. Meanwhile, she's just like in so much pain. She had to deal with 2 years of like fucking
Waiting.
gnarly pain.
Did she get that done in Christchurch?
No, dirty old Greymouth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, Greymouth Hospital. I've got to say, they were fucking amazing when I had my accident. They honestly, the emergency department, can't say bad about them. They were epic.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to go to Christchurch to have an MRI. They should have.
That's true.
They should have a machine there.
I agree. Why not just fucking get the funding and get it done?
Well, yeah.
Come on.
They
It seems
should-
stupid, eh?
Yeah.
It's like, imagine all the money that's getting spent shipping people over.
Yeah, just to see if I've got one. And I bet you there's people that they'll think, oh, we won't worry about sending them over, might not be, but they need it.
Yeah, probably. There's judgment calls there, eh? Imagine all the
Just put a
money that
machine in there. It can't
imagine
be
all the
that
money
hard.
that you get. Oh, like if you did the maths, I reckon all the money that's getting spent flying people over to Christchurch, on average, is probably what 2 or 3 a week, I'd say.
Yeah, spinal cord injuries
And
and
then-
just neck injuries. There'd be heaps of them, man.
There'd be heaps of them. Fuck. When I was in Christchurch, there was a farmer from Greymouth who fucked himself up, broken back, broken pelvis.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was cooked. He was cooked. So yeah, it's a joke, but yeah, they were good to me.
So back to Blakeo's. You've got your crew. You're established. Growing up, living there. How good?
Oh,
Just
it's living the
down the
dream.
road. Just down the road. So it was pretty much just every day after school.
Yeah.
That the ritual just became every day. If it's
Every-
not pissing
every
out the
day.
rain,
Even rough days would go out. Well, I think there's 1 year where I'm pretty sure I surfed every day of the year.
I bet. Because I remember that some of the banks back then, I probably wasn't even there because I was busy, but I remember coming home and just surfing on like massive days, and it would just reform, and you'd get the little wee corner or
Still get one good wave, even Shoy out the
yeah,
middle
or
out.
low tide, like you can surf it any time.
What I love about Blaketown.
Yeah.
You can just get one.
That is the beauty of Blakeo's. There's so many times in my life where it looks average, then you see one good one, and you're like, "No, I'm going." And then you go out, and it is average, but you still get like a howl pipe or a fucking bowl. It's fucking, it's made.
It's beautiful.
Been real cool this summer. I know some of our friends probably hate the fact there's been a lot of new faces and fresh people sort of hitting Blakeo's, but part of me hates it, but also part of me likes it because
It's not even crowded though. Like,
no, I know. It's like 8 people's crowded.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm living on the Gold Coast. It's like there's swarms of people out there.
I think the Gold Coast is like so bad. Talking to Frank and talking to other people, like Jai went over just recently, and he said it was just so circusy.
Yeah.
Because it's surfing has grown, stand-up surfing, and that is like probably the mecca of Australia. Right? It's called Surfers Paradise, for fuck's sake. There's so many good waves. D-bar, fucking Snapper, Kira, Stratty.
My favourite wave, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that your favourite? I remember when I lived there, I only went there probably 5 or 6 times, just because it was like a bit of a mish, because I was living in Cooley, so it was like fucking.
Will you paddle over or take the taxi?
Never took the taxi.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the taxi?
I have.
Yeah. What's it like?
It's just the boat right out there.
Back in the day, it was $5. It's probably like fucking 30 or 40 now.
I think I've stopped doing it, eh?
Oh,
well, I don't know. I haven't been down there for so long. Like, I haven't surfed over like the Goldies since Wednesday, maybe like once or twice in the last 7 years.
Yeah, true.
Like this trip back here has been
The most surfing
most
you've ever
surf
done?
I've ever done since Blackstone. Probably in the last 10 years, I've done more surfing with that.
How good.
Yeah.
And what do you put that down to? It's like your just body's feeling better? Like,
No, just I don't know. Just have
More
to
of a-
test myself, and I
more of a
thought about
mental
it like Blaketown's probably like the perfect. I know the wave really
got
well.
rip.
The rip takes me out. Like the hardest thing for me with my injuries is like I've got no kick power.
True.
So paddling out on a beach break is
It's
hard
nightmare.
work.
Yeah, if you've got to duck dive more than 10, 15 waves, just get out the back. That would fucking
I got
drain you,
puffed paddling out the shore the other day.
Did you?
And I used the rip.
Yes. That is the best. Well, one of the best things about Blakeo's, is just it's a lazy man's wave, Like I love
If
it.
you know it. I think it can be intimidating to people.
Oh,
though. Like
fuck.
they see the rip or they're in the rip and they're like, oh, I need to get out of the rip.
Yes.
Where we're staying in it.
Like not long ago, I saw two guys paddle out. I was up there watching, and I was just like, oh, "Fuck, who are these puppets?" You could tell they were like, intermediate kind of stand-up guys, and they started in the rip, and then just by the bird feeder, they freaked out, and they went straight to the breaking waves, and had to like take 10 on the head. But if they just stayed in the rip a little bit longer,
Give it time though. There's going to be a swimming disaster there though, because of all the camping people there.
Yeah.
And people not knowing, looks nice and flat. Something bad will happen.
I
So
know.
they're going to
Well,
matter of time, I reckon.
I've told my story on this before, but just quickly, I saved a guy.
Did you?
Yeah, like
Just a swimmer or?
a swimmer. Yeah, he was with his family, him and his missus and his kid. His missus and his kid realised they were in the rip because they were swimming right in the shore
Oh,
next to the rocks.
disaster.
And then the mum and the daughter realised that they were getting sucked out. And so they quickly got in, and he was a little bit further out, and he was just getting like dragged out.
Were you already out?
I just come in, sir, just got in my clothes, and then I look at him, and he looks up with panic in his eyes, and I was like, "Do you want me to come down?" He's like,
Yep. I just jumped straight in, just put the clothes, wet feet back on, just chuck some
Did
shorts.
you check your flippers on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck
That's what you
yeah.
need. You
Yeah,
need your flippers.
yeah, fuck yeah.
Blaketown.
Definitely.
Oh, that would have been pretty scary. Must have. Where was you from?
Kamara.
Oh, so the local.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would
But
have been the
I guess if you've
tourist.
lived in Kamara all your life, you probably haven't had a swim at Blakeo's very often.
I suppose. I thought it must have been someone from one of the buses or
Nah,
campers.
that's what I assumed, but no. Because this was years ago now. This is probably a decade ago now. Yeah.
But I've had to take quite a few surfers or bodyboarders around the Cobbos
Yes.
because they just are too far gone in the road.
Yeah.
You have to just
Yeah.
go with it. Go
Yeah.
to Cobbos, paddle back over.
Actually, that reminds me, I haven't talked about this, but before you come back over, there was, I think it was before my injury, actually. Yeah. So it was pre-Christmas, would have been probably early December. There was quite a few out. I just finished work and come down like 5 o'clock session. And there's quite a few people out. It was real fun. And then as soon as I paddled out, I saw this guy like at the end of the tip. But he wasn't like near the tip. He
In
was
the
like,
water.
and surfing, he was a bodyboarder,
Yeah,
red bodyboard. Never seen him before. I could see his face. I was just like, who's that guy? And he was in line with the end of the tip, but quite far over, so he was in the safe spot. You know, I wasn't dragging it around. I was looking at some of the other guys. I was like, who's that? Some bodyboarder. And then surfed for about half an hour, 40 minutes, and then I kept paddling back out, and I could see him just slowly go further and further out. And I was just like, what is he doing out there? He's obviously like tried to paddle in and maybe run out of steam, or I don't know what he was doing. And
Well, that's
then,
easy to do. Run out of steam.
yeah,
Quite in the road.
yeah. Talk to Aaron Nates about
Especially if you're
that.
trying to go straight in, you need to go on the angle.
Oh yeah, never.
You can see some people and they're just paddling straight and thinking I'm just oh, you're doing
Gotta
it.
go south.
You're doing
Go
it wrong.
south.
You're doing it wrong for a start.
Yeah. But so it'd been about an hour, and he's like a dot out to sea.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then I see all the cops rocking up. There's like 4 cop cars rock up. And I'm thinking, it's probably, that's someone's called. Someone's called.
There must have been someone down there watching.
Yeah, heaps of fish people, fishermen, fisherwomen. They were down there doing the old surf casting off the end of the tip. And all the cop cars were there. And we're all just sitting there like, fuck. And a local surfer, Johnny Blacktop, he'd just come in. And I saw him grab his longboard and run down the end of the tip, and he jumped off the rocks, and yeah, we rescued him and paddled him over to Cobbos, and did the old, like what you said before, you've done before. Who have you done it to? Just randos, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
One dude was actually in a comp down there. And the guy came telling once a young dude from away.
a booger?
Yeah, and
Oh,
I take
shit.
him around.
Well, last year's comp was so much drama. So many paddle rounds. Even the experienced boys probably had to do it.
Well, we were just cranking 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that's
See, I wouldn't be able to go out in that.
no, I don't think you would. I would no, you wouldn't, because we just saw Puff before at Bottle
Yeah, I
Store.
heard that story.
Yeah,
Fuck with his confidence of it, I think.
bro, that was the scariest thing. I've talked about it on a few times, so I won't rehash it, but that was scary because, he's an old local from way back, and he'd been surfing quite a bit that summer. But then, when the comp rolled around, he had a bit of confidence, but yeah,
Did they have him jumping off the rocks or like he got rocks up on the rock?
he wasn't up, it wasn't long in his heat. So he just paddled out, and I think he caught a wave, and then like was right in the rocks. Like he caught a wave. Like, oh my god, my English is bad. He caught a wave, and then he was paddling back out, and then he got fucking a wave came, because it was like one of those days where there wasn't really a rip. It was like just break, because it was breaking in the corner. So it was like you just going to paddle out the rip and duck dive a few, and then fucking you're out there. But he got smeared on a fucking set. Yeah, it was so scary. So scary.
I've had some beatings climbing down the rocks when I was younger.
Oh, some missed timings.
Yeah.
Oi, Briggsy,
And
actually.
how
Oi,
how missed time, or just slip and then
jeez.
just get sucked down into these little holes, and then you see the wave. One of them, Luckman, was right there. He was pretty scared, but he reckons that after he said it, it's like one of the funniest things he's ever seen.
It was, oh yeah, I've seen so many. Fucking,
And once I actually, you know how when the building was there and you could walk around the side there, I biked around there
Mm.
and was watching, and it
oh,
was
you
breaking.
fell down.
Yeah, it was breaking in the corner real good, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going out," and I just backed the bike up, and I pretty much just did the back of it, landed on that only flat rock there, bro.
Oh my
I
god.
fully bruised up on my leg and my ball sacks and everything from my handlebars, but I did
Ball
like,
sacks. Have you
yeah.
got more than one ball sack, have you?
yeah,
Oh, you've got 3.
well,
Carry on.
but yeah, that was crazy.
That's hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry to be
Like,
mean.
'cause it
I
was
would
actually
love
quite
to have seen
high,
that.
like it was quite
Yeah, I
high, and there were so many pointy rocks, and I don't even know how I like pulled sort of like, 'cause I went, as soon as the back wheel went to turn around, that wheel went off the edge,
Oh,
and then I just like did a backflip.
did you
Probably the first backflip I've ever done.
see the landing? You fucked your bike?
Yeah,
Was it?
like fully bucking the wheel.
Yeah,
and
we've
everything.
been screwed. You did just yeah, so just a bruised body and a bruised ego.
Yeah,
Lucky.
but there's always like pointy rocks, and there's just like a sort of like,
Mike,
that's the one I landed on.
Holy shit. Um,
And it was pumping too.
you didn't go out that day.
No, not after that.
Did many people see it?
Yeah,
Oh,
It was
no.
like- probably like 10 people on the rip
Oh,
surfing. I think they just looked up and said, "How the hell was he get his bike down here?"
what's
I
he
don't know
doing?
if anyone actually seen the fall, but
Oh my god. You fucking idiot.
it was a mission just to get the bike back up.
Oh, did anyone help you up?
Yeah, there was
Oh.
another guy. It was a Greg from a guy from Westport. He was
Oh shit.
staying at our house.
Oh right. Who's Greg?
He was like a family friend.
Oh,
Well, it was like Uncle Bill's mistress at the time, son.
mistress. What are we, fucking Victorian era? My mistress. Oh, that's good.
But yeah,
Do
he
you-
was there. And I think other people come down and help.
Do you remember?
But it was
Sounds scary as fuck.
a long drive. I don't even know how I didn't break my neck in that one,
Yeah.
to be honest.
You would have a guardian angel or some shit just saying, "Oi, dummy, I'm going to stop you dying."
Yeah.
But now Brixie mentioned he was talking about. I don't know if you heard the Brixie podcast, but he talked about one of the first Blaketown bodybuilders and club comps that they had at Blakeo's,
Mm.
and he remembers you being like super young and hardly even knowing how to bodyboard, going in one of the comps. He reckons that he remembers you like jumping down the rocks and eating shit like on the jump off, like
Oh yeah,
real scary. Does that ring a bell or no?
that happened quite a few times. So not really.
Yeah, just one of the many.
Yeah, I got quite a few slide downs. The worst one I actually seen was Toast, the old surfer.
Oh,
Go
go for toast.
Toast.
Yeah,
Seen him. That was the gnarliest jump one.
he's
I've
a
seen.
Malweaker, eh? What was his name?
Yeah.
Was it Brent
It
or
was just
Bruce?
Brent, I
What
think.
was Brent
I think it
Malweaker?
was Brent.
Yeah, I never met him. I
He
don't
was
think.
cool. He
Yeah,
was
I heard
cool.
he was a charger.
Yeah, Charger.
Loved the wave trap and Blakos and Cobos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a piece. What happened to him? Then gone.
I think it was ago, wasn't it? I don't
Oh,
know.
it was Carrick's.
I don't actually know, to be honest. I can't remember. I should know.
It's good. Um, so many
I
cool things.
haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, he's still doing bricks and things.
Where's he living?
Still looks fabulous with his beautiful hair and his
Yeah.
beautiful face. Getting a bit old though, as we all are.
Yeah, I'm
But,
40 this year, mate.
Oh, this
we're,
year.
we're the young ones, young grommets.
We're the young Brommies.
One part of it.
What are you going to do for your 40th?
I haven't even thought about it, to be honest.
No one's actually talked about it at all.
Nah.
party somewhere? You're going to come home? What's going to
I don't
happen?
know.
Because it's obviously your Mully's twin birthday party.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you make it to my 40th?
No. Someone,
So
I
I see
got
you did.
lots of video calls that night.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Lots of video calls.
Well, I'd recommend doing something. It's a big one, mate.
Yeah, it is milestone.
I think you should come home, son. You should come home. Kevin and Wendy will probably just want to have it at their house, but probably good to have it actually somewhere bigger, like the RSA or somewhere like a hall.
RSA works, I reckon.
I reckon it's fine. Stage there,
Yeah.
set it up. No doubt it'll be a drum and bass gig.
Nah.
Definitely. Well, it won't be?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
I'd rather a band. Rather you and Kev just
Why not do both?
Have
Have a band and then the D&B for later. All the munters. Get into it.
Getting too old for that, mate. I'll just sip my red wine and get munted.
You've had a chuck us the red wine over. You've had a couple of little wee hangouts of Steffi.
That was the first went down there 2 weeks back. Down Hokey. And yeah, got on the mix. It's the first one I've had in years, man. But it was it's like riding a bike. Straight back in there. It was good fun though.
Definitely talk about your DJing days. Further on in the convo. Yeah, it's good to see. So it is just like riding a bike, like any sort of musical instrument, eh? It's just like
Once you get in the zone, I think,
Yeah.
if anything,
yeah,
have fun.
yeah, it's mainly about timing.
But they were all tunes that like I've
Sort of
never, never
Oh,
listened to.
cool.
I don't really follow drum and bass anymore or listen to
Yeah,
it.
you
but-
don't keep your finger on the pulse. Of
Nah,
what's
so I don't
new.
even know what track I was just grabbing whatever step was thrown at me,
Yeah, cool.
which was fun. And that's how I like to mix when I was younger. Like the plan sets out, just grab whatever.
Yeah. Because
That
yeah,
was
that's
the
the cool.
flow.
That's the cool thing about it, eh? Because you can cue it up. You can hear what other record that you've got. You just grab any random one.
Mm,
Usually most of them they can match up with the BPM pretty close, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to fucking
You do a little bit of the speed right. That's funny, eh? Like when you see someone mixing and they've fucked it up, and it's like, oh no, get it on the beat, come on.
But it's the same as you're watching a band and
Oh, I
starts
know.
screeching the mic starts like
Yeah, or the drummer's like off time.
Yeah.
It's all relatable. It's just all music.
Yeah.
It's just a different type. But yeah, and then the cool thing about some drum and bass DJs or any DJ is like you won't even notice. Like the song will just bleed in perfectly.
That's when you know,
You know
you're
when
having
you
a good
nailed
night.
it. Yeah, where there's everything's smooth.
Two stomping tunes sound like one.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Yeah. So right, let's carry on in the chats as I love to do. I love to sort of bring it through time. So we've talked about how you've gone through, your
school was good fun. We just working with ads and like we were 15, 16, 17. The last couple of years of school was the funnest time.
Yeah. What time did you go right through to 6th, 7th form? What did you do?
7th form, but I
Nice.
didn't do.
Just
I
basically
didn't,
17
I
all
didn't
the
finish
time.
it out.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to go to Scholastic, so I stayed there for that.
Yes. Yes.
I went to Taranaki.
Oh me. Fuck. How'd you go?
Pretty average, mate. Like, had a few good
Semis?
serves. Yeah, I think so. I think
Cool.
it was the semis.
Nice.
Can't remember who it was again. But it was fun trip. It was me and Adam. We were the bodybuilders.
The only two.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think. It might have been like an
a different grade.
under 13 one or something.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
True.
Like, that was a fun trip.
And who was?
I think it might have been like one of the first times I've been up in North Island.
Yeah, probably. Oh, so you would have been. So that was when you were in
I
7th
think it
form.
was 17.
You were 17. That would have been about 2001, probably 2000 or 2000.
You wasn't up
Probably.
for Tucson,
Yeah, 80. So you're born in 83. So that would have been the year 2000. Fuck, it would have been. Pardon me. Oh no, probably year 2000.
I think Adam did well that year. I think he got like. So overall, I think we did pretty well, West Coast.
Fuck yeah, over the years.
Mm.
And I never actually got to compete in scholastics representing the West Coast. It was it's been there to be just one scholastics. Might have been two.
Do they do that still? Was that not?
They
in-
do. No, they still do.
But they don't do
I
bodyboarding.
doubt they do bodyboarding. Yeah. It's all just stand up surfing, probably whatever longboarding or whatever they do. Yeah. No, bodyboarding's like kind of dead. Yeah. But that's weird because like you look around the world, like I've seen some insane fucking footage. Did you see that fucking dude get that crazy at Mullimore in Ireland?
No.
Oh my godfather. I'll have to show you this.
Surfer or bodyboarder?
Bodyboarder
Yeah.
got an absolute fucking, and he looks like he's in his early 20s. So there's still generations coming
Put the
through.
video out there, will you, mate? Put it out there.
Yeah, Hodjo, my little editor, producer,
You're gonna have
friend.
to sub.
Yeah, looks fun.
Up there.
Check out this video. It's fucking insane, and I'll show you on a smoke break.
Yeah, I need one of them. So.
Yeah,
Fucking
we'll have
hell.
a little wee smoke break soon. But yeah, there's still shit going on, and then like you look at places like Hawaii. There's heaps of grommets. South America, obviously Canary Islands is just fucking out of control. There's just so many people surfing from on and all those waves. Brommies coming through. Mexico, maybe Chile, all those. Yeah, like I said, South America.
That's good.
I don't see too many in America, but you see the cream rise to the top with the likes of Tanner and Craig Wetter.
But Aussie's not as
guys.
blown up as it used to be. Even like with bodyboarding.
No, it feels like they've gone through a recession, eh?
Yeah.
Still bugs coming through, but nothing
Not
like
like-
what it was.
Like when we were young,
No.
we could have blown up everywhere.
Yeah.
in New Zealand,
Like, do you
so.
remember Joe Jordanoff back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, like him and Hardy and them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's actually a little bit older than Hardy. But I just saw recently they brought back this comp in West Oz as part of the Surfing Australia.
At the box.
No, it was just at some pumping beachy. But he won like the drop knee or came
Oh,
second in the
that's good.
open, and he's older than me. He must be like 45, surely.
Mm.
44, probably more than that, 46. I remember looking at him in the mags when I was like 14. You know? Yeah, it's a shredder. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Aussie.
I always think, I wonder what those, like all those, like real good known bodyboarders when we're young.
Yeah,
Like
a lot of them have
Pride.
just transitioned into just regular jobs. Like look at Kingy, Damien King.
Yeah.
He's a real estate these days, real estate agent. So they've all just got to get back to the grind, eh? It's crazy. It's only like the real big pros, like the Stewies and the
Suppose
maybe the
you've only
mid
got a
players.
window like from young, and then you have to go to work.
Yeah.
And that sort of just kills.
Yeah.
Surf a lot.
Yeah. And it's like a brain drain, right? So if you haven't gone to university or anything, if you haven't got a trade, you've just been surfing for the last fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
Next morning you wake up, you've lost all your sponsors, fucking you didn't do well on the world tour. You look at your age and you're like 38, and you think, fuck, what am I gonna do for money? Got no trade, no qualifications. All I'm good at doing is writing a big piece of foam
Yeah.
for a job. So then, like I was saying, you only have those.
Well, they never would have made. They would have made enough to live off, but they wouldn't have made enough to like save for a
Save.
house or anything. Like,
No, that's where the guys like Stewart and
Yeah, you gotta-
Sevo
you've got to
and
bring out a product like a
Yeah.
board company or
guys like Ben Player and Dave Winchester. They've done it well because
Yeah.
they were pros for a very long time, and then they transitioned into the industry. So both Winnie and BP, they're working for Nez, so they actually distribute the boards around Aussie.
oh yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
good.
And they're sort of like semi-pro, you know what I mean? Like sort of, because they're old as now. So like, I'll still get videos and do little trips here and there, but they're mainly just distributing. And but yeah, it's such a shame because we had such a fucking amazing crew that spanned, like, you know, the top of the generation was obviously the Nathan Holes, and then the fucking Sean Roses, and then went through to the Dean Briggses, the James Blairs, through to the Bromleys, and our generation is on the same age as Bromley, so that crew, and
then the Lowies, the Ads, the Martys, the Franks, and then through to you guys, the younger guys.
And then sort of just stopped.
And
It
then
sort of
it
stopped.
kinda just,
Like, once I got to like Ryan Turnbull's.
yeah, sorry. Then
bracket.
you had the Dylans, the Ryan Turnbulls, the Kurt Nielsen's, the Mason
That's
Coxes.
sort of the same age as Pakey.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
then Pakey, was it? A little bit. Are those Pakey a little bit younger than them though? Maybe like a year or
I
two.
think it'd be the same age.
Yeah, it might be actually. Yeah, the James Southorns, and then after that,
Nothing.
pretty much nothing. Then we had a few just brethren crews just coming through. Like a little.
But
wee-
Isaac's yeah, he
Yeah,
was,
good.
he rolled out the other day.
yeah,
The first time I met him, actually.
yeah. I was gutted. I never actually got to surf with him because I was getting changed and I was watching him
But he was
surf.
coming along and like,
Pulling in.
yeah.
Yeah, I was actually blown out because Isaac come
He's
down.
only Isaac said he's only like just starting to get
I
into
know,
it.
he's picked it up real good. I don't
And
think
his
he-
granddad dropped him off and just left him down there. But he did it all by himself, which would be pretty intimidating. Like
like no buddies.
yeah, no friends.
Yeah, that sucks because like for us it was all about the friends.
Yeah,
So he's just doing it.
we had someone to like watch us,
Motivate.
like take off in a wave, and there's always
Yeah.
someone looking out. But
Yeah.
he's doing it by himself. He's
That's so inspiring because he's actually just like he's just doing it for the love. Like no buddies that are.
yeah.
That's what he needs to do. And
I think it probably helped. He must have seen that Isaac's truck was out, and where me and him were out.
I never actually got to say good day to him, but he looked good. He looked good on the book. I actually just thought, oh, who's actually said to Isaac? I was like, who's that random guy? Oh, that's Ali. I was like, oh fuck, trimming, pulling in.
Yeah,
It's like fucking. He's on his.
and
Look
I
at
think
this.
this must be. Yeah,
TC.
but he's just learning off watching.
It's great.
Discriminating.
So good. And he was watching too because I saw him. He was just waiting for his ride. So he was just hanging up by the toilets at Blaketown, little wee camper van spot, just chilling, just chilling. Lost my train of thought because we were talking about crews. And we were just talking about how like this, it just dropped off. Hey, like
Yeah,
yeah,
no more grommet.
no more Grommies. What happened there? What did happen there?
I think a lot of people left too, like with all the industries closing in Greymouth. But even now, like I come back and like weird because I feel like there's not that many people I know here anymore.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of our people around our
They all
age,
lifted off.
yeah, a lot of them don't live here anymore. Or if they do, they're in that whole family vibe. You don't see them because they're just looking after kids and working their 9 to 5s, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, a lot of our bros live in Aussie. Smitty, Lucky, Marty, Frank, a lot of crews. Ben White.
yeah.
Who else? There's so many, You. That's another chapter we need to talk about. The Gold Coast days,
Yeah,
Because I didn't live with you, but I got to hang out with you for a little bit, little section.
I think we must have been 18, 19 then we were.
Yeah. I was about 21, too, yeah.
Because we put our jobs at Tallies and just
So,
come over. And
yeah,
then
rewind. So you'd finished high school in Greymouth.
got a job at Tallies.
So was that your first job after high school, was it? Tallies.
Yeah.
On the wharf in Blakeo's.
Well, I did a little bit of work out Blackpool with the honey,
yeah?
Glasson's honey, with
Oh.
like Lars McEwen and that, like getting rid of the honey and putting them into the big spinning machine.
Oh, like what? In like a processing,
Yeah.
so not actually harvesting it from the.
Well, they bring
the
it straight.
hives.
They bring it straight out, and then they bring the boxes into us, and then we're taking them out of the racks, and then putting them into this machine, and it just spins the honey out of the
Oh, cool.
whatever you call
How
it.
long did you do that for?
Oh, I think I only did that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I was at school then,
Hmm.
and then got the job at Tallies, and then did that for a few years.
That would be way better money.
I think I started on like $8.20 or something.
Yeah, it sounds so bad now, but it's all relative, eh? Yeah. That would have been probably okay, was it?
Yeah, I was working so many hours, probably the most hours I've ever done.
Like 60 plus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember like 72-hour weeks of doing the hockey season.
Oh, so would you have moments where it was kind of cruisy or nah?
Not really.
Oh,
There's
shit.
always something on.
Because like basically a
Okay.
boat comes in and you're just going nuts.
Yeah.
So were you
I was on the forklift and unloading.
oh, okay, so you weren't filleting or anything?
Nah, I was on the
kinda good.
wharf
That's kind of good.
unloading the fish off the boat.
That's a good job. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they could take it down to
What was
the
Mully
factory.
doing?
At that stage, he was working around. Right. Where was Molly then? Maybe me venison down a hokey, I think.
Oh, because a lot of our crew in Greymouth were all meat workers.
Yeah.
So many. The meat work was pretty much the place that you got a job in Greymouth. And you started early. I never fucking went there because I'm a pussy. There's no way I was going to kill him a couple of things. They'd start at like 5 in the morning, finish at 2.
You just a number, just a robot.
Just
I did
a
it for a little
robot.
bit.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went after Aussie, the first,
Oh, so you come back.
Come
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
and got a job back out the Napier with all the other boys.
Oh, no. Was it grimy?
Sort of, but that's when we're starting to get right into the drum base.
So, yeah,
We
all
brought
the
the two
crews.
mullet tin babies back from Australia. We started, that's where I learned. I learned in Australia to mix drum bass
True.
off mullets, turntables.
Yeah.
We had no TV or anything, we just had turntables in the house.
That was the entertainment, eh? Yeah. Right. Well,
Right in Coolangatta.
let's pause it there because let's come back after a ciggy.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Gold Coast, the first starting of like learning how to mix, what got you into it, all that shit, eh?
Okay.
Yes. All right. See you guys soon. Peace out.
Peace.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're back for round 2.
Had a ciggy.
Yeah,
Ciggy butt brain.
Siggy butt brain. I remember that cartoon.
Oh, hilarious.
But they were an Australian group too, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck, it was funny. So yeah, just had a little ciggy. We're on the red wines. We're into bottle number 2. Chin chin, my friend. Yeah. It's on. That's good. Yep. Switches up. We're good to go.
We're on.
Fingers crossed. Everything's sounding okay. Hot Joe, the producer's going to have to get his equalizing
Editing skills up to scratch.
skills cranking, my bros.
About time, mate. Where are you?
Oh, he doesn't want to be a part of it. He says he doesn't like you very much.
Oh,
so.
good.
I'm just kidding.
Fucking blowing.
Christchurch, hey. He's a full Christchurch boy. So let's go. Let's jump back in where we left off, which was we just finished at Tallies.
Yeah. Where are my guts out there?
Yeah, worked the guts out. Saved up a bit of coin, I guess. Living at home.
A little bit, probably. Not much.
Yeah.
Not much.
Okay. But you
I
had
was making all right pays back then too, but just blowing it.
weekends,
Yeah. Johnny Jugs, Stevie used to call it.
Johnny Jugs. What's a Johnny Jug?
Just fill up the table.
Oh, really? Oh, where was Beaver working back in the day?
Oh, he was doing moss, I think, and possum trapping.
Awesome trapping.
Because he lived at our house for quite a while.
Whereabouts?
In Kibs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I didn't realise. Yeah.
He lives in Westwood, so like when he first moved down,
Oh. Hung out at the Roddens.
Yeah.
Fucking hometown spot.
We took a few people one day. His mom's under the gun.
Yeah.
Well, we took him and then he got banned for telling kids to take it as a Panadol.
That's right. And wasn't there a whole drama about like wetsuits in the dryer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Wellesley, eh?
Yeah. So funny.
Oh.
Wellesley just to wind that up, you know.
Of course he did.
Anyway, you can wind Kim up so easy.
Yes.
You want to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We haven't even actually talked about, because I wanted to talk about that the first time I actually met you guys, yeah.
Do you look at that, Kimber? Because I'm always looking at you.
Oh, I do a bit of both. So I'll look at you, then I'll have a look in there and say hello to everybody.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I'll
There we
look
go.
back.
I think I'm like this the whole time.
No, it's okay. A bit of both, I reckon. Look in there and then, yeah, look at me. Look into my eyes.
Looking.
You will see. But yeah, the first time I met you guys was late 90s. I'd come back from living in Gizzy, and I think I was just living for about 3 months. I was just like, fuck it, I need a West Coast summer. I haven't been back in ages. I
But,
remember,
but was that before the Z gig? Well, after the Z gig, because I remember meeting
think
you
it
that
was-
night.
I think, oh, really?
I remember you, yeah,
Was it after the Z gig?
I think it was. But I
think
remember
it was.
met you then
Yeah,
that night,
true.
and then we had a party somewhere before it as well. Lowe's or I can't remember.
Oh, no, I remember. Wasn't it? It was Loey's.
Yeah,
And because Adam's parents were away as well.
yeah,
It was a combo. No, it was Adam's house.
Adam's house.
Because
And
they
what-
were away and Loey's parents were home. And that was the night that I tried to drive drunk, extremely drunk, that Mini that was sitting there. Someone had a Mini
Oh,
at Adam's house
Yeah.
or Loey's house or whatever.
I think it was at Adam's. I can't remember who that was.
But I think Jackie came down and was like, "Oi, do not."
I got on the piss with him the other night too.
Did you?
Yeah, Lowe's dad.
Oh, because he was back for his 70th, wasn't he? Or was that something else completely?
I think he just come. I don't know what they were doing. They
Yeah.
were just cruising around.
Oh, sweet.
They were Lowe's dad, but then like Louise, Adam's mum, and Broady.
Yep.
Met,
Oh,
met,
cool.
met them down at their Woodstock place. And it was open mic night.
Oh, yes. That was just last week. Too.
Yeah,
Oh,
Thursday.
this week, Thursday. Yeah.
I messaged you, get your ass down here.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking wanting to.
There was this English dude there, and he was so cool. He was like an older dude,
Yeah.
but he was singing, but like you could tell like he was like punk back in the day.
Oh, cool. He knew his shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was actually quite talented,
Nice.
and he was all doing original grand covers.
Oh, man. Good guy. That's right. So, my old band minus title, we come down and we did a gig with Zed,
Yep,
and they
which
blocked
you're
off,
playing with.
which is weird because
Yeah.
I'm actually playing with Zed next weekend, which is such a serendipitous, weird thing 20 odd years later. But yeah, where I sort of first met you guys, and that was back when Tysky was pumped on minus title because you guys had the tape, eh?
Yeah,
You were thrashing at the car.
and then like what? Yeah, Totti fell in love with you.
Yeah. And then it must have been after that I must have come down because it's bringing back some memories. Because I remember I was hanging out at my nana's house in Cobbo's, and I remember writing a song for minus title which we recorded on that EP called Paranoia.
Paranoia.
Yeah. Tysky always loves I just want tomatoes. I just want tomatoes. Yeah. But that song I remember vividly sitting in my nana's room and writing the lyrics. I remember Smitty coming around and picking me up in a red car and we'd go and check surf. And then I think it must have been that period of time where I was hanging out with you guys a little bit. I'd come around to the Rodden's house, and I don't think you guys could drive. And I remember someone saying, "Oh, you should just drive the Chariot," which was like the family car.
Yeah.
Was it like the second car, or like it was an old one that was getting sort of phased out? Eh?
Yeah, sort of getting phased out.
Yeah.
It ended up turning into like a beach whacker we take down.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
on the low tide.
and then I think Dad sold it to like the Billards down the road.
For
or
$500
something.
or
Yeah,
something.
something like that.
I
But it
remember
was a cool wagon, like
yeah,
heaps of people in it.
yeah. And I
Like
remember
a 7-seater.
I remember coming around and not really knowing you guys that well, but I'd been for a few surfs and a few hangs. We were a little bit younger. I remember coming round and I'd sort of only just sort of met Kev and Wendy, and they were like, "Oh, you got your license, have you?" I was like, "Yeah, I got my restricted." And they're like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Oh, well, how about I just drive the boys down to Blakeo's?" And they're like, Kev he's a bit he was a little bit standoffish.
Yeah.
He was like sussing me out. And then after that first trip where I drove you down and then we come back, he was all good. He was like, "I just have to trust this guy." But that was the first time I met you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to get that little nugget in because that was fond memories, bro. This is the first time knocking at the Rodden's house. It was like, because for me, it was really hard, not hard, but it was weird for me living on the coast, then moving away, and then coming back and having to forge new friendships. And then it was meeting Frank for the first time, and then that was like the mecca, and then meeting you guys, and then the Roddens was like the mecca. It was like sweet. Now I
It was just
know
another zone to hang
it
out.
was just another zone to hang out.
But ours was the closest to the beach. Oh, Griggsy's house was, but no one ever went there.
No.
Yeah. So the house got eaten out of bread. There's always bread there, though. I think Mum used to go for like 5 loaves a day.
Because everyone would just chopping toast, eh?
Yeah, it was whatever. After
a
serve,
Yeah. Just fucking
the
toast.
bathroom's just sand.
I remember hearing a story about Smitty, how he ate like 20 pieces of toast one day, or like breakfast or something.
Wow. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Bread.
That's
So
almost a whole loaf.
a small frame.
It's a small frame.
So if you stack each piece up, it'd be like tolerant.
Almost. Oh, Smitty was a freak though, eh? He
Yeah.
was like the kind of pretty much the guy, eh? Like as far as
It's one of those
style
tricks that anything he does, he's good at.
yeah. That's a good segue because we're moving into the Gold Coast chats. And who moved over first? Who was the first guy? Like, because it was a bit of a sheep thing, right?
Yeah.
It was like, okay, 1 or 2 people from Greymouth have moved over, and now everyone's sort of trickling over.
I think Bradley
Bradley was one of the first.
they were
eh?
there.
Jai, then White.
Yeah, and Jamie Gaskell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was who else was there?
Smitty.
And then me and Mullet, we all went over one hurt. And we just stayed at their house. They had like a Coolangatta Beach right above Carrick where the Pizza Hut was.
Yeah, I remember.
We used to do we only did it a couple of times, but we used to go in there, all you can eat, and then just run up the stairs.
Oh, not pay.
Yeah, and our house, it wasn't our house. It was Jamie's and Bradley's.
Oh my god.
But we're just staying on the bloody. I think Smitty came over with us at the same time, and then we're all just staying on the floor, pretty much on the couches until
someone got a flat.
we got a flat.
Yeah,
pretty fast.
So who was in your flat?
Me, Mullet, Smitty, and then Bradley moved in.
Yes, look out. Because when I moved over, it was Bradley and Alice they were homeless a little bit.
Yeah.
And so when I moved over, I joined them as a trio of
So I
homeless
think
people.
you guys were there before us.
Oh, it might have been before you.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting though, because I don't remember Bradley moving in with you guys. I remember Bradley and Alice being super tight, and then
then something went down with them, and then he moved in.
Okay.
It
It was after then. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was before you. Because for me, it was, I rocked up and I was just couch surfing with Bradley and Alice. And we hung out with Rachel and,
She's so cool. She messages me, check up on me.
love Reiki.
Yeah.
Rachel's
She's got a good eye.
She's so cool. And Chrislyn. Remember Chrislyn?
No.
Oh, okay. So it was Rachel and Chrislyn living in a flat, and me, Bradley, and hey, this is a funny story. I haven't told this on this podcast. So it was like Bradley and Alice, and then there was just me, like the third wheel, because like fucking I wasn't with anyone. And
Well, that's been your lifetime.
pretty much.
Nah.
That's me. Hey, here's a fill up, bro, and I'll tell the story. So I just moved to the Gold Coast. I didn't know really anyone apart from Bradley and Alice there, and then they introduced me to Rachie and Chrislyn, and they had a really cool flat, and it was just down the road from the Riptide office, and oh yeah, there was a connection there. Last time we talked about Briggsy, I forgot that he actually worked for Riptide. How cool was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember we were friends. Like there was only like 1 degree of separation, and Rick Bannister, the editor of Riptide at the time, his sister was friends with those girls. But anyway, I digress. I remember I had nowhere to sleep, so there was a fold out couch where Bradley and Alice were sleeping, and so for me, I would just go from bed to bed with Rachel and Chrislyn. So it was like, but it was just purely friends.
Yeah.
But it was just like, okay, who's having Joel tonight? It was
was fucking weird.
But
It's,
that's cool. But when you're young, like
Oh,
you can sleep
fuck.
anywhere. You can sleep on the couch.
Yeah. And saying that though, I will admit that me and Rachel did have a bit of a thing there.
Shout out Rachel.
Shout out Rachel, and I kind of regret not, a little bit of regret not following through with that because I still had feelings with a chick back home, Ursula. Remember Ursula?
I do remember her.
Yeah, she's such a cool chick. But
I only met her like a couple of times over
Yeah.
you know.
on it,
Yeah.
that's whatever. And then, but yeah, so I still had feelings with Ursula, and me and Rachie started hooking up.
Bonding.
Yeah, hooking up pretty much. Well, definitely hooking up. And I had to say to Rachel, "Fuck, I'm sorry, I can't carry on with this because, yeah, I've still got feelings for Ursh." And then I literally after that sort of moved out of that place, and I think Bradley and Alice got their own place, and then I went and
When they got
couch
their
surfed some
when they
more.
got their own place, was it that was up on the hill above Beats Up? That it was like a white quite flash place for back in the day.
Yeah,
Quite
see,
flash.
I'm having vague memories of that because
That's where we flew into.
yeah,
Stayed
no,
there.
so before that,
Caused
me and-
havoc and
so I was waiting to get a job with Mez and the boys with the factory, right?
Yeah.
So they came over. We worked hard for about 4 or 5 months, and we were just like so. In the meantime, when I was bed surfing, I was waiting for the NMD crew to come over. So once the NMD crew come over, that was all good. And then it turned to shit. And then I was back to couch surfing. And then me and
well, we were working on the Gold Coast for NMD.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So he'd got a contract to start his own business in Gold Coast, and he was gonna just make boards in Australia. And what fucked us up was where we came from, which was Auckland, the factory in Auckland. The guy who was running it, Broady, Rick Broderson, he was having some financial troubles, and he couldn't pay for all of our factory gear, all of the gear that we needed to make bodyboards. It was like hundreds of thousands of gear. He couldn't afford to pay for the wharf fees that were holding everything there.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "Look, if you just let us grab the gear, we're going to make money because we've got all these contracts." And the wharf guys were like, "Nah, we need like thousands of dollars." And he was like, "Well, I can't afford it." So what Mez and all of us had to do was fucking re-engineer all these laminators and everything to make bodyboards from scratch.
Wow.
It's fucking hectic, man. I remember working, that was
It would have been so frustrating just knowing all your gear's in a fucking container.
that was all in Brisbane.
At the wharf.
It was all just sitting in Brisbane. And we're just like, we can't do anything about it, so let's stay positive and we'll just make our own laminators. And Mez just got all these engineers in from Australia, and this was like, okay, this
Must
is.
have cost a lot of money. Well,
It did.
so why didn't you just pay the fucking...
No, it was cheaper than fucking paying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro, like a
What?
lot cheaper. Yeah.
Well,
So,
how much do they charge them just to get it
like
for it?
tens of thousands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Whereas I think we slapped together a laminator with fucking under 10 or 15 grand. And then it was rough. Like, I think our first contract was a body glove contract. So low end boards.
Yeah, they're pumping them out.
But they wanted a fucking thousands of them.
Yeah.
I remember doing like some 60, 65 hour weeks, just fucking slapping some boards together, eh? They would have looked rough as shit, but they're only body gloves, so fuck them. So yeah, and then
Have you got one of your self-made one that you made that you've taken pride that
No.
somewhere?
lost it. I think I've given it to someone or something. Yeah, because I was just making stock boards, right? Like I wasn't like a custom shape like Mez. I wanted to get there.
Did you even make your own one?
I did.
Yeah,
I
one.
made two. I made two custom boards. First one was a dog. It was so bad. But I think I gave it to someone. And then the second one was average as fuck as well. And I think I gave that to someone as well. But yeah, it wasn't anything that I was just like super proud of.
Mm.
Like, like any trade, you've got to go through fucking heap of shit ones
Well,
to actually get good.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
to good.
But yeah, that was my big dream was to be the next Mez or a protege of Mez.
But that Gold Coast fucking hurdle, it just everything fell to shit. And then our big boss, he just got into more financial turmoil. He was just like, "That's it, we're done. Job's done." And Mez is like, "Well, I'm not done, obviously, because I'm the fucking best shape in the world." So he was like, "I'll just carry on and do my thing." And he was like, "Sorry, boys, but
Get hired by another company.
yeah, I think he just went on it." No, he sort of, yeah. So what happened was, because we had the factory in Indonesia. So
Yeah.
what happened? So from Auckland, which was the big main factory.
But they were making all those Quicksilver boards as well too.
Correct. So that's where what they were making them was from Auckland, I think. That's when Mez first went to Auckland.
There's actually like lots of good boards in New Zealand at that time. Like even
yeah.
all the surf shops, there's like good boards because they were.
Oh, yeah. And also bodyboarding was massive back then. Like,
Yeah.
even all the good morays, like you could go to any surf shop in New Zealand and get like the latest moray, Mac 2.5.
There's got to be a stack somewhere hidden away at a couple of boxes of old boards that would just make that vintage bodyboarding page fucking blow up.
Oh my god. Imagine that. That's actually a really good call. If you went through like old directories and found old surf shops and just started ringing up all the old owners saying, "You've got a fucking any old bodyboards in your rafters," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got an unopened box of some moray fiber cells."
Some of those Quicksilver measures were cool. I read a couple of them and they're actually good.
Same. I wrote a red one. Just one. It actually didn't last long, to be honest. It actually fucked out on me.
Probably you're glowing.
No, I wasn't making them back then. It was actually before I started work there. But this is another cool story, bro. Like, I was living in Christchurch. Now, it's all about me, of course.
Yeah.
I've taken it over. But
Podcast will go this
no. You've sort of leaned it towards it, but I'll just get this through because I don't think the world knows this yet. Well, our listeners know this yet, but it's my origin stories of working
for Mez.
Well, no, not for Mez, for Broady. Broady was the boss. Mez was just a worker, but the
best shaper in the world.
The best shaper. So he was working for Broady. But anyway, I was living in Christchurch with minus title. This would have been probably the year 2000. And one of my friends from Gizzy, Dan Gillies, shout out Dan Gillies, he'd done some research and found out there was a board factory in Auckland making bodyboards. Not many people knew. Like, no one in Greymouth really knew, did we? Like, what the fuck? If we'd have known, like, probably a lot of us would have gone up there to try and work there, right?
Oh, 100%.
Hey, but I only found out when I was 20.
And be ringing up and getting customers.
Yeah, exactly. So I only found out when I was
20. You do that through the magazines back in the day.
Yeah, like you pull out the form, send it away. Whereas little did we know, little old New Zealand.
Rang up.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
This day and age, you can face like time in the video call.
Yeah.
Give me this.
I just email them through now. It's crazy. But so I was in Christchurch and my mate Dan was like, before I actually moved to Christchurch and Gizzy, he was like, "I'm going to try and get a job at this Auckland factory." And I was so jealous. I was like, fuck. And he was ringing them up and they said, "Oh, there's no jobs." So anyway, I was in Christchurch and I still had this in the back of my head. I want to work up there, I've got to. Like, I can't not live my life and not work in a bodyboard factory. And so I was down in Christchurch with minus title. We were having a really good time, doing some good shit. And I still had this in the back of my head. And I still had the number. I rang them up. I said, "Hey, are there any jobs?" And they're like, "No." So, okay. So then I rang them again like a month later. I was like, "Hey, are there any jobs?" And they're like, "Oh, is it you again?" I was like, "Yeah."
Is that you?
Is it you again? I was like,
"Yeah, you must have made an impression."
Yeah,
and
they were like,
"What was your pitch?"
My pitch was just, "I'm so passionate, man. I live and breathe it. I want to work in the industry." And they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, there's no jobs." 4 weeks later, I rang them back and they're like, "Oh, okay. No, there's still no jobs." And I was like, "Well, hey, I'm actually moving to Auckland, so I'm just going to come and annoy you again in another 4 weeks." And they're like, "All right." So I did. Moved to Auckland with minus title. That was our plan. And then I rocked up and I was just like, "Yeah, is any jobs?" And they're like,
"Is this around the time that you're on the like Punkarama?"
Not Punkarama, but the New Zealand version.
Yeah,
what was it called?
It was something like that, wasn't it?
Wasn't Punkarama because that's the epitaph populations. What was it? It was something like that.
Yeah,
And we had our Joe song on there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so I moved to Auckland, and then I just hammered them, and then I went in there, and they were like, "Oh, look, we could probably start you off putting posters on boards and shrink wrapping the boards." And I was like, "Yeah, get me in there," and that was it. Yeah, that was the
So that was
start.
your first job.
Was just
How long did it take from that to actually like doing something?
about 2 to 3 months. So first job was putting posters on boards and putting the plastic around them, and then
But all the other people working in the factory, they wouldn't have been bodybuilders, would they? They just
a large percentage weren't. They were just regular dudes
Yeah.
living in Auckland.
didn't even
But
know
there
what
was
a bodybuilder
probably about 20% that were, and another 20% that was surf related, so stand up surfers and whatever. But there was probably about 20, well, some maybe more 30% actual bodybuilders.
How many are up though? The
The
workforce.
factory looked like there was about, from memory, about 20,
Oh wow,
20 of us. Yeah.
more than what I would have thought, to be honest.
Because you got to think, there's all these phases, right? So the bottom end, which was me, which was posters and shrink wrapping and putting in boxes and taping up. Then you move into rolling. So that's
I
actually
used to hate it when you can't just glue the shit onto the boards and
because
you
you
feel
couldn't get it off, stick real hard. Yeah, that was a cunt. So the next stage up from the posters and the shrink wrapping was rolling, and so rolling was the board's almost done, but you've just got to smooth the edges. So on the rails and the chimes, there's like a just a sharp edge. So you get a little wee metal roller, and you get your heat gun, and you just follow it through. And you just so that's the next phase. And after that's when you really step up. Well, no, actually, no. After that, it's lamination. So you learn how to put slicks on, put decks on. That's just kind of more monkey kind of stuff. Rather, there's no finesse in it.
Yeah.
It's just
you're not shaping it.
you're not shaping really. You're just like you just got a big pile of blanks, and then you'll be just doing slicks, and then you'll let them cool for 24 hours, and then you can put the decks on. So you put the top skin on. So that's the next phase. Then really where it gets into it is putting rails on. That's a fucking bit of a fine art. Bit of an art. It's all about timing and heat management and speed. So then you put rails on and you heel. They call it healing the tailpiece. So you lift up the tail with the heat gun, and then you've got to trim. So you got to be. It's very similar to meat work. Like I reckon meat workers could be really good because you've got to have a fucking super sharp knife, and so So what you're doing is you're putting rails on. You've got all this excess material.
What's my knife doing?
Oh, like fucking meat fucking.
And that's how they get the shape. It's even they're by hand.
Oh no. So getting the shape of the board when I was at the factory was all this big machine profiler, and you'd put the board in and it would clamp it down, and it'd be a computer program. It'd be like two massive saws. And the board would just go through this series of movements, and the saws would go. That would shape the board, but then when you're actually putting on the rails and tails, you'd have to really nail it. Like if your knife is blunt, or if your knife.
Did you ever heat up that knife? That would have been perfect, wouldn't it?
No.
A hot knife.
No, we didn't do that.
Well, would that work? You reckon?
No, because I think it might stick. It would melt and sort of stick. You want it to be just sort of room temperature, I think. That's what we did.
That's an idea I had, mate.
That's a good idea. But I don't know. I never saw it. Might be good, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that was the next. So once you learned how to posters, rolling, lamination, rails, tails. And then obviously there was a channels section, but that was just on the machine. Then it was actually like, if you really wanted to go up to the next level, it was like, okay, this is how you make a custom board. So you get the fucking measurements, and actually you don't use the machine, you actually like cut it out with these big sort of blades. Yeah, so.
I've learned so much about you, John.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Good podcast.
So let's go back to the Gold Coast because yeah, well it's a good segue because so Gold Coast, I was couch surfing, bed surfing,
and then did you go to Indo after that?
No.
Where'd you go back to?
I come back to Wellington, but less about me, more about you. What happened in the Gold Coast? So you come in after I was sort of there, or during while I was there.
Stayed with Bradley and Joel
Freddie and Alice,
and
Jamie
Jamie.
and Bex. Then
They
you've got
had,
your
like-
own flat.
Well,
Get microphone up there again. Yeah.
first we actually went to a few holiday homes. We sort of had to get out. The girls
I had to-
had
I had to do
had
that
enough
too.
of us.
Yeah, I had to do that as well.
So
yeah.
we went from spot to spot.
Yeah.
Sort of like trying to get like weekly deals, me, Smitty, and Mullet.
Yes. I did the same.
The first one was down North Kura,
Yeah.
and right next to Lackey.
Oh,
Lackey's house.
sick.
And we had parties there,
Oh,
and then
cool.
and then we went
Did
to
you
a
hang with him?
little bit. Like he
Oh,
come
yeah.
over,
Yeah.
well, right next door,
Cool.
right next door.
That's
It blew our
awesome.
minds.
Yeah, what a
And we had the turntables and that. We had them crankers that come over,
No
had yarns
way.
to us.
sick. So who got you into turntables? Who was the first guy?
Mullet,
Mullet.
my twin, yeah. He brought all the gear. Like I think Bangers sort of recommended him
Yeah.
what to get and what to got the techniques, got the right gear,
So where did it all initiate from? It was Bangers. Bangers was the starting guy.
sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Back in Greymouth.
Back in Greymouth, and Mullet got turntables, and then
Yeah.
I liked the music and I'd listen, but I never really got into mixing or anything. But then once we moved to Australia and got our own flat with me, Smitty, and Mullet and Cooley, sort of like, you know where what's that bloody burger joint?
Spontaneous going.
Chicken place.
Oh,
It's straight out the back of that
oh.
one street. What's the name of it?
Um,
The week.
he's on the one. Red Rooster? No.
It wasn't called that, but it was
Oh,
sort of like that.
yeah.
But it was just at the back anyway. Close, very close to the main street.
Yeah.
It's at the back, near the skate park. You ever
Oh,
seen
okay.
that?
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah. Yeah.
And then got a flat there, and we had no. Sorry, bro. That's why I need a headpiece, mate.
You do need a headpiece. Like, they still can't hear you. You got to get it in there.
Right up,
No, about there. Yeah,
Okay.
you just got to talk into it. Like, there we go.
rightio.
Ah,
Check
Sorry.
the microphone. You got me now. You probably missed the whole.
No, they would have got some of it. No, they would have got all of it. But it just would have been like parts where it's like,
Scratchy.
nothing
Yeah, and I'm mumbling too.
wrong with that. I'm on we're on the second bottle of wine. Definitely going to be mumble zone.
So basically, yeah. Then once we got the flat, that was cool. And
So
we had no
Mully-
TV.
So Mully brought the decks over
Yep.
and had Smitty even had a turn on them ever before.
I don't think he had.
No, so Mully was the sort of
He was
brought it in.
brought it in and we
Yeah.
just hammered it.
That's cool. So he's all just started having turns. And
Yeah.
where did you get all your vinyl from?
We used to go to Brisbane and get it,
Oh, cool.
or
Just
order
like
it online. Yeah.
online and then secondhand shops and just vinyl
Yeah.
stores and shit. Yeah. And then this was before like things like Spotify. So
It was sort of hard because there's not real big drum and bass scene in Australia.
It wasn't, eh?
Never has been.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, not really.
Yeah. Whereas like Christchurch, there's always been a big scene, eh?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
New Zealand,
New Zealand's
very
pretty
big,
Yeah.
very big for drum and bass.
Which is crazy. So that's so cool. So where did Too Far Gone start?
Pretty much there. And
That was it. That was kind of the
yeah.
initial.
Yeah.
And because Bradley was around, and I know he's been a big part of the group, but Mullet was the sort of initiator.
Blackman come over for, I don't know if he must have been staying with us.
Yeah.
And then Mullet did something, I can't remember what it was. He did something there, and then Blackman was like, fuck Mullet, you're too far gone. And then we're like, fuck, that's what we should call the crew.
Oh, there it is. I do remember hearing that. So it was Luckman who said, fuck, you're too far gone.
Yeah.
That was the name. And he's
Yeah.
like, that's a sick name for a group.
Mm.
And it is a sick name for a group. Fuck, you guys went for a long time, eh? Because so you started off in Aussie, and then it was basically you, Mully.
We're working at the meatworks in the rain here.
Yeah.
On the Goldie.
Yeah.
Cutting up kangaroo and pig.
Oh, so you're in the Gold Coast Meatworks?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's
Crazy.
what Mullet and
Smitty and you.
they got me in, yeah.
And so it was working hard, and then
And then
partying hard,
and then the fucking meatworks just overnight just
shut down.
shut down. And then we're like, fuck, what do we do? And then we just all ended up having to go back to Grey.
So that was
I think we were only there for about a year and a half.
Yeah, see, I was only about there for about the same. Not even a year and a half. It was like a year and like 2 or 3 months.
I remember we had our 19th birthday over there, so we must have gone when we were 18.
Okay. So that would have been, so you born in 83.
Yeah.
So it would have been
I'm not even going to think
2001.
I
2001.
don't think that, to me, that doesn't add up.
2002 then. Has to be.
No, because I remember when the year 2000, and we were like underage.
No, you can't be.
I was in New Zealand. The millennium,
You
not in
can't have been 18 then at all.
2000.
Can't have been 18 then.
I was.
Because 1983 plus 20 years is 2003, minus 2 years to make you 18 is 2001. But because you were born in 83, you got to add a year because you're 1 in 84. So you're probably 2002, the Gold Coast.
Maybe it was my 20th birthday when I thought it was my 19th. Maybe. But yeah.
So you had to come home, tail between your legs, run out of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when Too Far Gone's just sort of.
Yeah, all the boys went straight back to the meatworks. Even I went straight running back to the meatworks. Job straight away, basically.
And that's where you brought in. Did you bring in the crew like Phil Martin and the crew through the meatworks?
Yeah.
And you introduced them to the decks, or had they already been doing it?
No, well, we were back at Mum and Dad's house.
Yeah.
We moved back in, me and Muller. They had the turntable set up in the room. Stratty and Phil used to live across the road in that White House in Blaketown.
Oh, true.
And somehow Phil come over and Phil just fell in love with as soon as he seen the decks and seen us mixing. He was like, I want you to teach me.
Oh, cool.
And that's how it started, really.
And then his crew would have grown from that.
Yeah.
And then
it was pretty cool.
He's also joined up.
Yeah.
How many of you were there? Like fucking 8?
Me.
Bradley, Smitty, Mullet.
Luckily was in there for a little bit.
Phil, Bangers.
And
Anthony
Jones,
yeah. So it's about 6. That's so cool. And fuck, you guys just sort of went hard for a bit and just started doing gigs around Greymouth, and then further
down the Coast Road and
it
was fun times.
Oh, the old Rada gigs.
Cafe.
Rada Cafe. Was that probably the Too Far Gone's sickest nights?
Probably.
Yeah. I went to a few of them. They were pretty.
Had a couple of good ones at the race courses though.
Yes.
The Grey race course and a moto.
Yeah.
Mine and Mullet's 21st was at a moto. That was a biggie.
Yes. We talked about that earlier off air. Eh?
Yeah, that was.
I have vague memories. Oh, is there a helicopter going around? I have vague memories going to the race course gig, but I have strong memories of the party at your house.
Yeah. That was like the family version.
Yeah, I went to the family version. I don't think maybe I wasn't there for that.
But I'm pretty sure that was the downtrout night.
It was the downtrout night.
Dad got downtrout by Mullet.
Oh my god. We have to tell the story. We have to tell the story. Everyone's having a good night, right? Everyone's having
I need to warn you though, because of my bladder, with my injury, I need to piss now. I've got like 10 minutes. So
same. Let's pause. Okay, we're going to pause. Come back for the Kev Rodden downtrout story. See you soon. Hey, I think we're back for round 3.
We're back round 3. Siggy butt brain again.
Siggy butt brain.
We're on.
We're on, son. We're on. It's just saying, with these podcasts, it's always the fact that you can't get everything out at the time.
No, never can.
Life is just there's just too much shit going on.
But that's the same as when you're running to someone that you haven't seen for ages, you can never
have what?
a proper catch up.
No, you can't have proper catch up. It's always short-lived and short-winded, unfortunately. But that's the cool thing about these. We can always come back for round 2 or round 3. Yeah.
Yep.
So many stories. What were we talking about before we left? I think it was basically Too Far Gone chat, we were talking about, which was cool.
Yeah.
Getting like the origin story of.
Well, sort of kicked off like that's where we started mixing hard. Well, practicing hard on the Goldie. That's where I sort of like fell in love with it, and then moved back to the meatworks, got a flat, and yeah, we just
It blew up pretty fast, actually.
It did, eh?
Yeah.
It was like what, a couple of years or a year? Because I remember some Hairy Lemon gigs were pretty sick.
They
Eh?
were cool.
They were cool. We talked about the Rada gigs and the race course gigs and the moto ones, but fuck, I remember a couple of the Hairy Lemon ones. Sick.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, that was the coolest pub, I reckon.
There was a
in
couple
town.
of was it one bodyboarding one we had done based there?
Things like a Blaketown comp, Blako's comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I remember that night, and that was the night.
Oh no, mullet. Okay.
No, it wasn't mullet.
Oh.
It was Bangers punched someone out, but it was one of the bodyboarders from Dunno's, but I can't remember his name.
No, it wasn't.
Crazy.
Don't think it was Bangers. It was.
Bangers.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wonder who it was down south. Because all I remember is
he's a mad dog, and he was a charger, and for some reason I think he's not here now. I can't remember his name.
Isn't long he's passed away?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I think.
Yeah. Okay. I might not have been here for that.
But you'll know the bodyboarder from Dunno's crew.
Because remember there was a comp.
I should know his name.
Remember there was a comp here where Brad Dennison from Timaru got punched out by Matt Sweeney just for no reason at the railway.
At the right wallets, yeah. That's the railway boat. The Hairy Lemon, it's pretty crazy because that's straight across that little alleyway from it, isn't it, really? It was pretty close to the railway.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That was where all the action was. The nightlife back then was kind of sick, actually, around
Greymouth.
It was.
There was a lot of money in the town if you think about it.
There was all the miners, the fisheries,
forestry,
meatworks, the forestry,
so much money in the town.
And the mining.
You go to the pubs now and it's like pretty sad.
It's different. So much different.
There's no often going on. You can't even get a taxi in this town. They've got one.
That's the thing.
Why don't they start up Uber?
You can't because you need 30,000 population for a town to start it.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it?
Because it would work so good here.
I know. I've often had a little pipe dream to start up some sort of mock Uber. Call it something like Luber or Duber.
Joel can.
Juba. Fucking something. And all you'd need is like 4 or 5 cars, all the apps on your phones, and just off you go. But the taxis here are shit. But maybe it's because the population is just not here, you know?
Yeah, but there's times when people need them.
Fuck yeah. Like a Saturday night, they stop at 1 a.m. It's like, well, fuck. Most people get on the piss till 3 or 4.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Longer.
Well, especially around here now, all the crack houses that I've seen while I've been back. I've moved them to Blako's.
Ooh, yeah, there's a couple ways.
One just down the road from ours.
No.
So blatant.
Really?
Blatant crack house, yeah.
Ooh, yuck. Why is it blatant? Can you
Because,
just see people?
like, yeah. The other day there was like over 12 cars parked up.
What? Oh.
And then it's coming and going. Fast,
so
and
they're
you can
selling.
tell by looking. Yeah, yeah.
That's selling.
Selling and doing.
Ugh.
It's obvious as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been here for a while now. Kind of like just pre-COVID, and then COVID really exacerbated the whole
So
thing.
that's why no one's going out.
No, that's part of the reason, right? You know, you touched on it earlier with the whole money thing. A lot of people aren't going out because it's just not as many young people with heaps of money. And like, well, in saying that, even when we were younger, growing up in Greymouth to get on the piss, you know, you didn't just because you didn't have money didn't mean you could get on the piss and have a good time.
Oh, for sure.
There were so many people cruising around, like the railway used to pump, Revies used to pump.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, the Hairy Lemon, all of the
now
pumps.
it's like nothing.
Now there's like nothing. Like you go on Saturday, every Saturday night, there's nowhere to go if you're a young person. Because I don't give a fuck about that shit now. But like, if you're like 22 or whatever, and you want to go out and dance and try and hook up for chick, there's nowhere to go.
Nowhere.
There's actually nowhere to go unless there's some sort of event on, you know, like a band's playing. But like when we were growing up, when we were young,
every weekend.
it was every weekend. You would go and there'd be people dancing. There'd be like
the taxi stand would be packed.
Taxi stand would be packed every Friday, Saturday night, sometimes Thursdays. Yeah, but these days there's none of that culture.
I wonder what the population was back then and what it is now. Got to be less.
Well, no, I definitely know it is less.
Yeah,
100% is. I remember
I researched or talked to someone about it, and it's gone down probably at least 2,000. I think.
That's not that
You
much.
think it's more?
It
Yeah.
have to be.
Well, who knows what it was like? And you can probably look it up. Eh? It's probably like you'll check it out later on. But
We'll do it later.
yeah, I wonder if it shows you like prehistoric dates of
Every year
population,
there
sorry.
would be a population, so that's what census are for, aren't they? They must know.
Censuses, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So they know
They only do them every, what is it, 3 or 4 years. There's one just here at the moment.
Is there?
Still got to fill it out, actually. Whoopsies. Who out there? I wonder who out there actually does the census, because I usually do, because I think it's good knowledge to have, even though governments suck and our one sucks, but it's still good stats to have, if you're a government, just so you know who the fuck's living
Yeah,
here,
but even
how
when you're
old are they.
filling it out, you're not really even taking it seriously, are you?
Well, what do you mean? Like the basic stats you are. You put in your date of birth, your name, your
Yeah, I
fucking
suppose.
address and shit. But then it does wank on for like occupation and what other question? I can't remember.
I haven't done one for a
It's just
long time.
sitting over there on the table.
I think Mum said I still get that shit sent to Rob Coakley as well.
Googly.
Beat that out. No, it's no number. Well,
Exactly. What was
Everyone's welcome.
what? Everyone is welcome
Say
at Tom
Kev.
Coakley.
He'll make you a coffee. You're welcome. Take it on the tip.
Come to Blakeo's 12 Coakley.
Invite.
Invite only. Yeah, and this is a public invite.
Hmm.
Actually, they would. Your parents, they'd probably be like, who the fuck are you? But then you'd be like, oh, just a bodyboard. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, come in. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got spare rooms now.
Yeah, exactly. What was your craziest flat in Greymouth, you reckon, that you've had?
Probably Grady was pretty crazy, sort of.
Where was that one? Where's on
That
Grady
was actually
Street?
before we went to,
So that was pre-Aussie.
pre-Aussie.
Yeah.
That was, I moved,
Was that the one?
that's the street over from Mum and Dad's street in
Oh,
Blaketown.
yeah, the Blaketown one. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get to see much of that.
So I moved out of home and moved to like a street over. So Grady, me, Lachlan, and Josh McKeown.
Wow.
And Brad Larkin was living there as well.
Oh, Larko was
Yeah,
there.
Larkin.
How
He
good.
was in like a little sunroom.
Yeah.
'Cause I got walking down the walk.
Yeah. Larko was working at the wharf, is it?
Yeah, and
Fletchers?
Kitty.
Oh, Kiddie, James Kidd.
Yeah, James Kidd. You see his house?
No, where's he live now?
He up in Napier, like
Oh,
his whole house got
he got fucked over with
Oh,
the
like,
cyclone.
worst I've seen, man. I'll show you some photos later. So bad though. Like just logs, because they must have been a forestry up the valley. That
know
all
the-
got washed down.
Do you know what that's called? There's a name for it.
What?
All that debris.
I would slide, I don't know.
No, it's called scrag.
Scrag.
That's
So-
a technical term for all the off cuts, all the shitty old logs, all the
Silt.
bits of mud, bits of dirt, bits of leaves, all that shit.
Well, they got all washed
Scrag.
straight out of his house.
Oh,
Like there's wood up to the roof.
fuck.
Like
Poor guy.
crazy.
Poor guy.
Whole house just written off.
Yeah, I've got a couple of buddies up there. A chick called Tess and a guy called
Well, the
Yeah.
band member,
yeah.
he's got an orchard up there.
Oh no,
Domberger.
is it?
Yeah, their house written off.
Oh well,
And my,
surely insured.
yeah,
It's good.
hopefully it'll do well.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah. It just teaches your life can change in a blink of an eye. Same with my accident.
Yeah.
And, like, dang.
Well, should we talk about it? Get it out of the way.
If
Get
you
it
want.
done.
Hello,
Yeah.
my name's Jonathan, and I've survived a helicopter crash.
There you go. A fucking helicopter crash, mate. So
Well, what? So,
you were working
I'll
as
speed
a
I'll speed up the story.
yeah, cool.
So
Just do
after-
the only the version you want, the quick version, whatever.
Yeah, well, after
Don't have to do a quick version
Aussie
you want.
went back working to meet word.
Then
Did-
you
did it with
Sparky
people go on?
Sparky apprenticeship.
No, I didn't do that until I moved to Nelson.
Oh, that's right. Carry on.
I did it with too far gone stuff. Got blown out. Then Mullet had the old party pill incident.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's right.
You
I'll
know-
have to interview him for that
yeah,
one.
save that
Oh,
for
get
it.
out,
Well, he
yeah.
can't actually remember it. So you
Oh,
probably
yeah.
Kev's
Oh, Kev's the one.
he's
Yeah.
a spokesman. He went on the news and he was all over it.
That's
He's
right.
he's the one that banned party bills in New Zealand.
He was pretty much.
Yeah, he did.
Thanks, Kev. I actually enjoyed them. Got a side story. Those party pills were sick though. If you had the right ones and
Yeah.
the
But they
right
can't be good
amount.
for you.
Oh, they obviously are not good.
We
They're
don't know what-
basically speed.
Yeah.
They're
well,
basically a form of speed.
you don't know what else
PCPs.
yeah.
PCPs. But they were a good time. I
Yeah.
remember as a
Oh,
young
for sure.
20-something, they were sick fun.
Yeah. Good for drinking.
And the crew out there
Good for
will
drinking.
know what we're talking about.
partying.
They were amazing.
Mm.
I remember they were grunty ones and they were expensive, like $30. And you got 8 of them, I think. And it was like, fuck, take 2 of them and you're cooked. Absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
You won't be sleeping all night.
One day, but they come down to the real.
Bad. So bad.
I don't think I can handle one of them now.
Oh no, I would just to relive it, eh?
Yeah.
Just one more, I reckon.
You finish it out anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, you got into different type of job, Nelson ones.
Yeah, well, so we did the Turbo God stuff.
Yeah.
Worked with the meatworks.
Yeah.
Did that for next thing a couple of years and then got a missus. And then she went to Nelson to do nursing degree.
What's her name? I'm
Sarah
Sarah
McRoberts.
McRoberts. That's it. I was gonna say McRoberts.
So I chased her up there and then I got a job working on the slip. And then eventually ended up getting an apprenticeship up there working on transmission power lines for ABB.
Here it is.
So
That's the
the-
start.
That's the start.
Yeah, so that's it.
Working on the high voltage
I am a
transmission.
linesman for the
the county.
county.
So got qualified.
Yep.
And then she got qualified. Then we moved to
Aussie.
Brisbane. She got a job at the Royal Brisbane Hospital, and I got a job as a linesman just out in the middle of
Jeez,
nowhere.
You guys were creaming it in. It's
Yeah.
coin.
And then we
That's
split
nice.
up, and
Yeah.
then I just carried on as a linesman.
Yep.
And worked my way up to
And
working.
Kylie for a little bit. She's
Yeah.
with you, eh? Excellent.
Yeah, for sure. And then, worked my way up from working on the power lines to working on them out of helicopters.
Yeah, crazy.
And then one day we were working in South Australia, the middle of nowhere.
South Poles, shit.
Couple went down,
I
bang.
always thought it was in Queensland.
No, South Australia.
South Poles. Chop went down and they ran out of petty, eh?
Yeah,
Dummy.
yeah.
What a diddle. What
There's a bit
cool.
of a story behind that. Though.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably a long story, but that's the short of it. Fucking
But
someone
it was
fucked up.
his fault.
Yeah.
The
He
pilot,
fucked up.
human error.
Human error. Fucked up the petrol gauge
Helicopter
and
ran out of fuel. We
ran
went
out of
down.
fuel, went down.
Like very lucky. The type of helicopter that we were in. And he did do a good job. Like he tried to auto rotate. Like if we were higher, we would have no injuries. I wouldn't have the broken back or anything.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, shit.
But if they auto, what they do with a helicopter, they point the nose down,
Yeah.
get the blade spinning, they can clear and like land comfortably.
Wow.
They train for it all the time.
But because he was lower, it was
Well,
worse.
under 100 meters, so they call it the dead man zone.
Fuck, really? Shit. Isn't that weird? Because I would have thought, like logically, you'd think the higher it is,
Yeah.
it would be the more devastating.
But they reckon we hit the ground at 22 Gs, the computer fit in there. Like,
Jesus.
and the chief pilot was like, if you're in any other helicopter in the world, we're just lucky we're in there. She was 500. And I sort of designed for like, no more than that. They got the springs on the skid. That took
Oh, they
all
could
the,
take
yeah, that took
the
it.
pressure.
Otherwise, it would be
Oh,
for sure.
jeez. Wow. Fuck,
We're very
man.
lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Got steel rods all up my back, but spinal cord injury, but we're here. Surfing Blakos, being barreled. My goal on this holiday was to get a good Blaketown barrel, and I've had a few.
You had a few, right? How good, mate.
Mm.
It's so good. Like, from that horrible accident, you're bouncing back. It's been a long road, though, right? It's been
Oh, yeah.
shit times,
I
obviously.
still have
and-
my bad days and good days,
yeah. Fuck yeah.
especially with the
Yeah.
pain wise. But
Kia ora team, it's your favourite podcast producer and the main host of Man Swoo, Hojo here. I'm editing the boys' episode. Just be warned, this next video that Johnny really bravely shared with us, is the aftermath of his crash. You can read a few articles about it, and Johnny's shared the details of it here, but just be forewarned, it's pretty heavy. But we're really glad that we've got Johnny back on the West Coast and back in the surf and doing well. So good on you, Johnny.
There's a plane circling us. Hang in there, Cole. Can't move my legs.
And
My
I
face would have been like, as long as I had more good days than bad days, I'm doing well.
exactly. Yeah, man. You've had a lot of good days while you've been home, which is so good. I haven't
Yeah.
seen you surf so much in a long
This
time.
has been the most active I've been since my injury.
It is, eh?
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't seen you out, and it seems like every week now you're out like 2 or 3 times at least.
Yeah.
More.
Well, I've only
Or
been here for a
6.
month.
True,
Or
but
3
still.
weeks. But I've been out,
Week,
been
out.
trying to go out.
It feels like every week you've been here, it's been at least 3 surf sessions.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is,
Oh, more than that, mate. You've missed
Yeah.
way more than that. Look, me and
Fucking
Mikey are
hell.
on it. You're at work.
I know. It hurts. It hurts, man. It hurts. Fuck. Wish I was my own boss, eh? Stay to.
Well, now I'm retired.
Yeah, you are.
I'm
So
the
you-
work cover pension, work cover payment from 67.
Sweet. It's one of those things. It's like people might say, "Oh, fuck, he's lucky." It's like, well, what do you mean?
No,
Had an
I
accident,
would
mate.
rather go back to work
Yeah,
and
exactly.
have, or,
Have
have,
a normal.
or just even have with no pain.
Exactly. Yeah. But I guess that's some sort of comfort, eh? You can be like, all right, don't have to like stress out about money and shit.
Yeah.
Just focus on the things you love. And one of the things you love is playing a bit of poker, eh?
Poker, yeah, that's been a big distraction. That's
Yeah.
the thing, like with pain, like the best thing
As
to
a
pain is
distraction.
laughter.
Yeah.
Is the best medicine.
True.
And distraction, especially with like the nerve pain. But when I play poker, I'm always on the red wine too. So
Well,
like,
that's a good thing. Cheers for that.
cheers, yeah. But yeah, poker is good distraction for me. Good fun, love it.
You've been successful too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be quite swingy sometimes though, but like
Yeah.
it definitely had some fun and made a bit of money here and there, spent a bit of money here and there.
Because you've had some pretty high profile games, like
Yeah, I play in like the bigger
yeah, you know,
tournaments and that.
you're selling yourself short. You're playing in some big fucking tourneys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is sick. And you're making final tables regularly, which is pretty cool.
Nah, I wouldn't say regularly for that
Yeah, okay.
volume.
But still,
I still I still always run deep,
in the upper,
sort of run deepish.
yeah, you're in the
Or
tops.
min cash or get something.
Yeah, you're not fucking trashing out early.
But tournaments are hard though, like, yeah, you gotta have a good, like, lucky run at the very end of the tournament when the lines are high.
Yeah.
But like, for me, with my injury, tournaments are very hard on my body because it's like
True.
playing for
12,
long.
14 hours a day.
Yeah. These days I make more money playing cash games.
True. Yeah.
Like, you can come and go.
Yeah.
When you're playing for money, it's like it's a little bit way different style of playing. and
It
stuff.
is a different style. Yeah.
But I like it. But tournaments is where you get like you can beat
Big
a couple
money.
100,000.
Yeah.
You know, like
If
some
you
of the
have one of those
tournaments I played, like the first prize was like 370.
So nuts.
There's one on right now in the Gold Coast.
Ooh, damn it.
So there's so many tournaments on
When are the big ones coming through? How often in the Gold Coast?
in Queensland.
Casino.
Happen all the time. No,
Like what? Every fortnight?
probably like there's every
Like-
couple of months is a big one.
Cool.
Big series, but the series will last for like, 8 days. 8 days of playing.
Yeah.
Not one
so
tournament, there's so
taxing.
many
Oh,
different
yeah,
tournaments.
yeah. Get the satellites that lead in, or are they all big tournaments all running within a
Yeah,
couple of days
definitely.
of each other?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay, cool. So have you got a few
I've never had a major title. Like,
No.
I've never won a big one.
that is one of your goals, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to get a proper Didn't you come? What's the highest you've got? Second or third?
I've got like lots of chickens, like foods and final tables,
Yep.
but not in like a major
Oh, not in the big
major
one.
tier.
Well, how deep have you gone in a major tier? How many have you gone in? Major tier one.
Quite a few, really.
Yeah, but it's hard to get into that final table.
You just got to run real sort of pure at the very end.
Yeah. Pure,
I
what do you
don't
mean
know.
by pure? Like lucky or
It's
just
a bit of both. Like
skill and
get it-
luck combo?
yeah,
Yeah. Because so you were saying earlier, like,
when the blinds get up at the end of the tournament and all the short stacks are around, like you just need to be running good at that end part.
right. But when it's the initial stages of a tourney,
When you're real
Can
deep, that's when I love that style of play. I love deep stack poker.
right?
When it's at the end, it's sort of short stack, like under 20 big blinds, like it's all on the fold type scenarios.
So you like the initial phases
I know,
where you've got a bit
I
more.
like playing deep, but in the cash game, you're playing deep usually.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'll always buy them for 100 big blinds.
Do you find at the start, because it's basically everyone in the big pool, do you find at the start you're like a little bit above most of the donks that are sort of cruising around and you can just sort of pick up all
A
the
little bit.
gimps? Can you pick up the gimps
You
or
can.
what?
You
Yeah.
can see the pub players. Notice the pub players.
Yeah. So you can pick them off.
Yeah.
Then you just sort of bide your time as time progresses through the tourney, and you just because
Yeah.
I'd love to just come and watch you.
I'm pretty low, so like I bluff a lot.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Which is it's risky, but also
Yeah.
rewarding.
It's
as
very
you know.
rewarding. Yeah.
It is. It's so cool. Oh, for
Like,
all you poker
but-
players out there, I hope you're loving this because I love poker.
But normally, like
Poker's
my
so-
cash game,
such
I'll
fun, man.
be playing cash, and then I'll build up the bankroll, and then I'll use the winnings of my cash game to buy in the bigger tournament.
Yeah, good. Makes sense. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, but after last year, I think like I need to, instead of trying to play multiple games through the whole series, I just need to pick one and just play it. And that's it. The tournaments, I'll be more profitable just to sit on the cash tables and play them.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Crazy. Because
But
this makes a lot of sense.
a tournament, if you can bank a big one and
Yeah.
massive,
Like, what do you
over
think?
3 years wages in one hit.
What did you think about ads when you got that big second of the
Yeah, that
Auckland
was
one?
sick.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was a good 40k.
yeah. He came over for one of the WPTs on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
That was like mad.
Was it?
Yeah.
Just
But we're
crazy.
just drinking the whole time and
I bet he is.
dabbling
man.
in other things. and
Yes, of course. Yeah.
He,
And
and he had a bad series too. Like,
Oh no.
I don't even think he's catching everything the whole series. He had a
Oh!
bad run.
Shit. Poor Eddie.
But that's another thing when you're playing poker, you're chasing the series, like accommodation, like food, either cold or white, can be quite
Oh,
taxing.
fuck, of course. Every day is going to cost you what? 150 in ACOM and then another 100 in food and alcohol plus some.
Yeah,
So you're thinking maybe 250 a day to get through you, and then dipping out on your entry fees to the tournaments, and then
Yeah. you can have a bad series.
and then all the extracurricular activities too cost
Yeah.
money. It's like
But it can be, it can be really swingy.
yeah, imagine. What do you think about
Fun though, I love it.
yeah,
So one of the only things like with my nerve pain is always there, but when I'm playing poker and like have a couple of
Good
red wine,
distraction.
it's there, but I don't think about it. But there's other times like if I'm sitting at home or doing something or even watching TV, like you notice the pain more.
and does the medicinal marijuana, does that help too with the pain?
It helps my back pain.
Yeah, cool. So that just sort of dulls it a
Yeah,
little bit.
it does it and
Yeah.
sort of gets me zoned
Yeah.
out. And
Yeah.
So,
I must admit, when I had my neck injury, obviously I had the tramadol and
Yeah.
other shit,
the
which
opioids-
helped.
I was on
then-
the opioid. I was on hard opioids for the first 3 years of mine, like oxycodone
Fuck,
and
poor guy.
hardcore,
Yeah, you would have
and
been.
mixed with like a nerve pain medication for Lyrica. And I was
Oh,
basically a zombie for 3 years.
were you? Was it that long? Fuck. See, for me, it was 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So, my God, I
What
can only
got me off
imagine.
the opioids is medical weed.
So See, I did try a little bit of medical weed just to help me out with my neck pain, and I was just like, it's good. But when I say medical weed,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. But you gotta do what you gotta do just to get through some pain. But yeah, bro, 3 years on the opioids, fuck, that would have been QVA. Did you have bad withdrawals at the end, or?
Not really.
Oh, that's lucky.
I thought I did pretty well.
Good man. Yeah, I don't know if I would, because I had everything's minor scale to you, but like I had 4 weeks of tramadols, and everyone was like, "Oh, be careful, be careful." And then after the 4 weeks,
I like tramadol and caffeine and like.
Yeah, it's a good buzz. It's a good buzz.
Or a tramadol, espresso martini, and then get on the red wine.
Yes.
Go play poker.
We can talk later. I've got a couple of sheets for you. That's good. Fuck, we should probably wrap it up. What's the time? We've done some good time. We started what? What do you reckon? 6:30?
Yeah, true.
Been on and off. I'd say we've done a 2.5 potty. That's good. It's
That's
good.
a big
It's a
one.
good hit.
Right, it doesn't mean I'm just starting to get a little bit tipping down and stuff.
Yeah, same.
I'm trying to think of some stories now. Mate.
Oh no, well let's keep
But
going.
they're more about you.
What stories have you got of me? You won't have any of me, mate. You can't remember any. Go hard. Anything you can think of. I don't care. Keep going, mate. I don't have to wrap it up. I'd sort of just test the waters for a wrap up chat if you wanted to close it
I want
off.
to play some music.
Soon.
Penile Predator.
Penile Predator.
Yeah.
I remember that song.
Ooh, what's the story behind that? I don't really know it,
Now that is a deep question.
but I always like that tune though.
It is a good
I've got
tune.
it on my phone.
Oh, good. It's fucked up. You
I think I downloaded it off Bandcamp.
that is so crazy that you've talked about this because just this week I have started to listening to Joey in the Basements
They're
again.
good. They were a good band.
They were okay. I enjoyed them. I thought they were cool.
I think they're good radio music.
Yeah, I reckon. But because I was in Wellington just on Wednesday, and one of my co-workers from Nelson, shout out Paulie, he was talking about music and he was like, "Oh, fuck, yeah, what bands? I'd love to hear one of your bands." And I was like, "Oh, have a listen to this." I was pulled up Joey in the Basements because I thought that would be palatable for his older brain.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then today, when I was vacuuming, I listened to the whole EP,
Right.
song 1 to song 5, just to get a bit of a nostalgia hit. And yeah, fuck, I love Emotional Man, and I love what's that other song? I love Penile Predator. Yeah.
I actually like all of
And
them.
Cobden
Yeah,
Creeper.
Cobden Creeper's
I
cool.
love the Cobden Creeper.
Yeah.
Oh, what? I
I
couldn't
think
actually find the Penile Predator. That's not it's on a different EP, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I downloaded both of them. I think. Whatever was up there.
Yeah.
I think I even had to pay for it at that time.
It's $1 for the whole
Yeah.
5 songs.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't even know where the money's gone. It's sitting somewhere. Imagine if there was like
$7.
$17,000. Imagine if 17,000 people.
But you would know that. It would never have
Yeah.
seven.
I've never checked it.
Have
Not once have I checked the money.
you?
Not once.
Does it come up when you how
I
many
haven't
views?
I haven't seen.
Do you know
any.
how many views?
No idea.
It should tell you. No,
It's not like Bandcamp's pretty low budge, I think, compared to Spotties and some of the apps that use Spotties.
But that was before Spotify
yeah, that's what
around.
I mean. So
But it's been around for a lot of people use it. A lot of
Yeah.
musicians.
I'm just going to be honest. I haven't even delved into the to the analytics. Sorry, is the right word. To see all the stats, and haven't even looked.
You should throw them all up on YouTube.
Spotify would be the one now, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably would be.
I was actually thinking that today too. I was thinking, fuck, Joey in the Basements. That was a fun little band, and we made 2 CDs. And that first CD I love too, because there's a song about some people wanting to fun memories with. But you were asking my question about Penile Predator.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't tell you who. I can't tell you who it's about. You probably know who it's about.
I don't. But I've always wondered.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing.
Yeah.
In my brain,
yes.
I've got a couple of scenarios that
There's probably heaps of people in there that could fit that bill. Yeah.
I've definitely done it before. Being a penile predator.
Yeah. Right. And this was about a chick, actually, who was a penile predator. So. Yes. Oh, shit. Red wine, please. Into my brain.
So yeah, going back to the helicopter crash, I broke my back, pretty much squashed it into my spinal cord.
Did you break your pelvis?
No, broke my back.
Lower
L1,
back, eh? Like, what was it? The L, whatever.
T12 to
T12.
L2. L1 was full burst.
Shit.
I will edit it. I'll send you a picture, put it up there. X-ray.
Yeah, Hodjo. Johnny's going to put in the old X-ray data.
And I might throw in a video.
Yes.
If it's,
fuck. Of the actual crash.
Nah, after.
So.
Me on the ground.
Oh, who's on the camera?
Me, I'm just on my phone.
Oh my god!
It took them 3.5 hours to find us.
So you're calling people and then you?
No, I couldn't call anyone on my phone. It was like
just a video that you'd
yeah,
saved.
there was no service or anything. I couldn't get a hold of anything. You know how they say if you can't, well, in Australia it's 000. Over here it's 111. But they say, if you're in no service, use 001.
Oh, okay, right.
But
did that work?
Nah, didn't work.
What the fuck? Didn't even work.
Nothing worked.
So how did the call get out?
Well, the beacon.
The helicopter beacon.
And then I set another one off on the dash that goes straight back to our main office in Brisbane.
Oh, so you crashed and you still got to set it off somehow.
Oh, it was just a button I pushed.
Yeah, you managed to get there.
Yeah, I was in the front. But that day, like we used to do day by day, there was the pilot, he was their taxi driver basically, and then 2 linemen. One day I'd do in the front, one day do in the back.
Right, and that day you're on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
So basically, the guy in the back is looking for faults, taking photos of it. I'm recording onto the computer, and then putting everything into a database.
That was a good job, though, eh?
Crazy job.
Oh yeah, and good money, though, eh?
Pretty good money, but I actually used to make more money actually on the ground climbing because you do a lot of overtime.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Like,
up the hours.
but we used. I was on a salary, but also every hour the blades are spinning in the helicopter, I got an extra alleyway on top of that, and living away allowance as well. So it was not bad, but it was an easy job.
Yeah, good.
And you didn't have to climb towers like I used to.
Yeah.
But I used to get around. Like I've been to so many cool places.
Yeah, Papua New Guinea, man.
That was.
How cool was that?
2 months before the crash. I was in Papua New Guinea.
Remember. That was so close.
And the guy that.
Did you get to see some surf over there?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But never got to do it. Never got to go surfing. But I could see like little reefs.
Yeah,
and I was like,
headlands and reefs. Apparently the surf pumps.
Yeah, I can see it pumping.
What about the gnarly locals though?
Yeah, they're hardcore, man.
They are, right?
Well, up in the Highlands, it's like I'm pretty
still
sure.
on the old
there's
savage days.
They're in like grass huts.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But they see the chopper, they freak out. They think I think they think we're aliens.
No.
Yeah.
Like proper.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And some little villages. Yeah, some of them are like they know.
They got like clothes and.
But some of them are very smart people, man, and they're hard workers. Some little nuggets, but they're real short.
Oh, they're not tall.
They're not tall, but they're like built like strong, hard workers. Cool people. I met some cool people over there.
Cool.
But the
what's
pilot,
it called? The port something.
Port Moresby, I think.
Yeah.
That's the main.
But
yeah, but up in the Highlands, up in the little villages, man, there's no roads or anything.
Is it quite mountainous?
Yeah.
Like big mountains like New Zealand, or just medium size?
Medium size, and it's very very humid. And if that place was dry, mate, the whole island would be on fire because there's like vines going into the power lines. All the transmission lines pretty much just to run all the gold mines.
Right. And copper mine too there, eh? There's heaps copper, I think.
Gold, there's so much gold there, bro.
Is there?
Yeah, so much.
Wow.
Tons of it. It gets flowing straight out.
Oh.
The Cairns and between years
So
and years.
huge gold mines. That's the crazy thing about minerals, eh? Is like,
That place should be rich, but so should New Zealand. If we tap
Yeah.
into our minerals,
Yeah.
we're the rich country.
you can't do that these days, bro. You gotta look after the planet.
We've got
Climate
silver
change,
snail,
man.
man.
What do you think about the Napier floods though? Was that like climate change, do you think? I'm asking you a serious question.
Yeah.
Do you know, do you? Do you think it's climate change? Those floods?
No.
Serious question.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Because that's a
We're the
contentious,
manipulation, mate.
or could be, but it's a contentious issue because
It is.
I
but
heard a really interesting fact the other day. Because basically all of New Zealand right now thinks that, you know, the Napier floods are part of climate change, right? It's because of us. It's us. We're the bad guys. We're the bad guys here. But I did hear an interesting fact the other day. It was that in 1930 something, they had exactly the same flooding incident.
Yeah.
So, yes, we
Well,
probably
I've seen photos of the Coast Road and Blaketown that it's higher than it was, and then it must have gone like sucked out of it or
Yeah.
something's happened.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's climate change, mate. I think it's just everything changes.
Yes, that's how I feel as well. I think that we live, as humans, we live such short lives. We can't really fathom the natural ebb and flow of planet Earth, even though
100 years is fucking nothing.
nothing to the Earth. It's like not even a blink.
Nah, not even.
Not
bit.
even a blink, like probably a quarter of a blink, but on it. Whereas we see these massive events, and yes, I do think that humans are causing a little bit of an acceleration because of just the pure amount of CO2 that we're pumping out with the Industrial Revolution. But on a grand scale of a time scale, yeah, I don't feel like these events are anything new to the Earth.
No.
Not at all.
It's happened before.
Many times. In the last 100 years, we had floods. Like in the last 70, 80 years.
You just got to wait for the next meteorite.
Fuck. That's the other thing. Oh,
Get the board out. If you see one coming, would you just paddle out in the ocean? You might as well, if it's going to hit you, it's going to be a wave. You're not going to
survive.
What would you do? You can see a massive.
Like,
if it hits us, you know you did.
fuck, what would you do?
I think
I'd
paddle out.
I think I'd probably just stay and just hug my daughter. What would you do? I think I'd probably just stay here and just be like,
Yeah.
hey, let's just write it out together.
I think I'd paddle out for the
Or I
wave.
might even suggest it her and say, hey, let's go for a swim.
No, you try and save your daughter, but I don't have a daughter, so I'd probably paddle
Would you
out.
actually try and save her if you knew that death was
Well,
imminent?
but you don't know.
No, but you're saying this is a big one. Like it's
You can see it, but you don't know if the Yanks are going to start nuking it.
oh yeah, true. You want to wait until the last second day
Yeah.
to see it like grow up.
But I think
down.
if I didn't have any children or anything at the time, and
Yeah.
I was near the ocean and I had a board, I'd just paddle out because I know if it's going to hit,
Yeah.
it's going to be a wave,
Fuck yeah.
and I might as well
Yeah.
just die from that.
Yeah. I'll do exactly that if I didn't have a kid, for sure. 100%. Straight out to fucking Blakeo's if I can get there in time. But have you seen Ancient Apocalypse yet on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think?
Good.
Do you believe that's probably what happened? 120, whatever thousand years ago it was when they had the Younger Dryas theory and all that. Do you think that's a pretty good hypothesis?
I think so.
I think so. Fucking believable.
Definitely believable. But
Well,
I
the evidence is
watched
there.
heaps of believable shit too.
Yeah,
but
but they actually have evidence.
yeah,
You know, with that weird fucking black coloured sediment that only happened with those
and that
impacts, and it was all around the world, and they found there's just so many facts that are all lined up, and all those old ancient civilizations.
humans have been around way longer than what we
Oh,
talk about.
of course we have. That's what we need to break out of those shackles.
Yeah,
Humans have been around for so long.
so long.
It's crazy. So long. We've lost all that knowledge, unfortunately. Like all that technology and knowledge that we had, gone skis. And it just feels like we're just having this constant resets every whatever 5 to 10,000
And I
years.
suppose it just depending how life goes or what happens, what changes like fucking how
The next,
the world's gonna be. Like it's weird.
so,
There's some weird shit on
I know, I
YouTube.
love it. Eh?
I love going down YouTube holes.
Do you? Because I do.
But I
Too.
zone out too, and I don't even know what I'm watching after I'm in that stone.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm dreaming or watching.
Reality starts to blur, eh? Fully. You're like, what am I watching here? I have those nights where I'll be watching something and then I'm just like, click on the next one, and then I'm just asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I watching? Oh, bedtime. It's good
But
though.
it's the worst thing to do is watch that every time I sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I think with my medication and everything like that too, like I just start scrolling and it's like, well, you're lying there in pain and you can't get to sleep yet, so you get on your phone, but the phone is what actually keeps you awake a lot longer.
Oh, it would be. Yeah.
I think.
The scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to sort of distract you from pain.
Yeah.
Sucks. Top me up, brother. Is any readies left?
We're all out.
We're all out.
No.
Oh, you sneaky sausage. There's heaps left, saucy. There's heaps left. Get in India. You know what they say in India, mate? Get in India. Cheers. What's the time now? It's 10 to 10. Had a couple of breaks, but this is going to be a nice long potty. Hodjo's going to be on the cutting floor, hating life. Well, I got some good Hodjo stories to tell you today. Actually, he done well today. He was good. He was good in the fact that he got right up me, eh? Because he rang me in the morning today.
I'm on mic's off.
For how long?
I'm joking.
Oh, you tricker. So Hodjo rang me up this morning. He was like, you fucking missed it yesterday. Bonesy was telling me that you guys they got the shory quite good. And I was like, fuck you, Hodjo. And him and Parfit, James Parfit, Jimmy,
Yeah.
they went for a surf mission to Kaikoura. And
Right.
yeah, and I sent him a funny video of me nutting out at Blakeo's. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that just before you
swearing.
picked me up.
You're just swearing. I was
It's so
fuck,
fake though.
nah, man, it's real.
Well,
Nah, of
fuck,
course
you
I'm
trying to be a
putting
TikToker or what?
Nah, of course I'm putting it on. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. But I was annoyed, but just always just hamming it up for the camera.
But I did go from pretty flat offshore, lots of North swell lately, which has sort of been annoying a little bit.
Mikey hates a North swell.
Yeah. But there's been a perfect nice swell offshore every day.
Pretty much.
And you're always like, someone's pumping right now. But you always end up back at Blaketown, no matter what.
Because Blaketo's currently has a shory bank, which can't handle big swells.
Yeah.
Which is usually what happens. When we have a shory bank, it always can't handle over 3 foot. Anything bigger, unless you have a big gut, you've got a big, deep part between the outer bank. Otherwise, it just starts washing through, and you just have to wait for those 2 to 3 foot days. But when they come around, you just know you're going to score. That's the fun thing. When you have a proper shory bank and you have the right swell size, you're just like, it's just a matter of tide now, baby. It's just a matter of tide.
But the thing is, like Blaketown changes half an hour to be, it'll pump for half an hour.
Yeah, just that.
Like by the time you get your whistle on and get out there, like it's 10 of change. So frustrating.
I can pedal out and then
like you'll see some sick ones and like this is going to be the best surf ever.
The wind too, you know, like you be out for a minute and the wind will turn on you. You're like, fuck. You just have to laugh at those ones, eh? I had that long ago, actually. Yeah, the wind.
But no matter what, there's always a good wave to be had at some stage.
Currently, shories are where it's at, which is just a little treat for us because usually shories are a summertime thing. You can get them in winter, but for some weird reason, always feels like summer, eh? There's always like some sort of warm water shory on the go.
One part of it's been breaking also
On the
I,
outer
I,
bank.
I call it the flag because it's right where the windsock is.
Yeah.
That's quite far out. It's like
Yeah.
not too far off.
That
the
bank,
end of
that
the
bank's
tip.
been there for a long time now.
And it's been work. I've seen some thick ones.
I'm sick of it though, to be honest. Over it.
It's the pedal that you hate.
Ugh. It's changed too much for me. That bank's dead to me. I've given up on it. Had some amazing surfs on it when it was closer in. It's just at that little stage now where it's just a little bit.
It's
She's on. I reckon
like
she's on its last
where
legs.
the building is way past, like where the building used to be. It's past that. So it's quite far out. It's like
I've seen it. I haven't surfed it. Okay.
I surfed it the other day and it's small.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's,
Still had shape.
Yeah.
It seems close the outie to me.
yeah, but I suppose you're a drummer. You like the fat waves.
Nah, mate.
I'd rather pull into a close down, mate.
I actually like waves that go for a section, mate. You guys pull into the closeout.
I'm all about the view, mate. I like the view.
What about you and drop knee? I remember you used to be able to actually drop me pretty sweet because you're goofy. You're backside. Oh no, have I fucked up? You actually natural. I thought you used to backside drop me at Blaketown.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're goofy.
Yeah.
So you backside when you go right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I can only go right. I can only.
Oh, you never really front side?
I can't do it.
What? Oh my gosh,
I can't do it.
that is weird.
I tried.
What do you mean? You can.
I can't.
Well, you can go backside, so it's just literally just bottom turning the other
I
way.
can't go left.
The curse of the Blaketown, eh? Left-handers
I can drop me right hand and back hand only.
backhand only. Can you actually prone left? You can.
Yeah.
How do you go? What do you feel like? Do you like forwards or reverses more?
Reverse is more.
Yeah, okay. So you prefer a forward and a right-hander.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. It's weird because
But now with my injury, it's weird. I tried to do a spin the other day, and it hurt. I didn't like just like,
doing the twitch, the neck round,
but doing
shoulders,
reverses didn't hurt.
which is weird because you prefer a forward and a right-hander. The reverse is just the pain factor.
It might be just using muscles that I haven't used in so long as well too.
Oh yeah.
Like paddling out, like this is 100% most of surfing in the last 10 years has been this trip.
The last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
How cool. So cool, man. That's such a positive thing. You're on the way up. You're on the way up.
On the way out, man.
So hopefully do you reckon you'll go surfing back in the Goldie if you can get rides? Because you can't drive, apparently.
No.
That sucks.
But I could probably get my mobility all the way down to the split.
Well, can you ever drive though? With like autonomous, like
in
Teslas and shit, like, with the fucking.
Hopefully.
Well, surely. It must
I
be
think the rules aren't, you can't, at the moment, like I couldn't do it. But Tasmania, Northern Territory have all brought in, if you prescribe medical weed, you can drive.
Oh, so it's just your state then?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, right. Damn it.
But some states haven't even brought in the medical weed, but Queensland has.
Sure.
But I think I'll test it out in the small state. If it's all right, hopefully Queensland will take it.
Yeah.
If I get my license, it'll change my life, really.
Yeah, it would. Well, you have more freedom.
I still have my license, and I can still drive, but if I get pulled up and they do the old swab, mate, the THC level will blow up.
Have you been tempted to move to those other states to be able to drive?
No, really, I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I would have thought about it. I'd be like, fuck, should I move down there or up there? What'd you say? What states are currently doing it?
Tasmania.
Oh my god! Fuck! I would love to go to Tassie. That's a place. Have you ever been?
Every year I did the whole fire season there.
Oh, you went for work?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Flew the whole island every year.
Oh
for
my
like
god.
a couple of months.
Crazy. It's so
That's my favourite part of Australia is Tassie.
Oh, I bet it is. Fuck, I've always wanted to go there, man. It looks
so cool flying around there, bro.
It looks majestic as fuck. It looks like a part of New Zealand almost, with the landscape.
Yes. When I went there, I felt like I was home.
Yeah, well,
one minute you're at a lake, next minute you're on the beach, next minute changes so so far.
Hey, look, when we think about it,
But the weather can be crap as well.
Well,
like depressing.
just like New
here,
Zealand.
Yeah.
What I was about to say is, our short lifespans, right? So Gondwana land was the landmass that encompassed New Zealand and Australia. So obviously, because Tasmania is, I think, the latitude or whatever it is, the geographical line across compared to New Zealand, I think it's actually quite close to the west coast or in the South Island where it, lines up.
Didn't something come out not long ago that
Was
they
this
actually,
fossils? No.
well, they actually think that area is way bigger than what they thought it was.
What area?
Like that landmass that used to.
Oh,
connect.
Gondwana land.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Crazy. And like what? Maybe
Like
encompass what? Fucking,
I don't know.
yeah, like Indos and Papuas and all that. Because that probably really was in there. I didn't study it enough. I just know that there was Gondwana
I
land.
don't fucking remember. I just watched. Just watch. It's probably.
Videos. Hey, it's still research.
Mm,
University of YouTube, bruh.
I got a first one here, mate.
Yeah, me too.
We're talking about that.
Do we wrap it up because it's up to
Yeah.
the 3-hour mark now? Because
Good
I
luck,
think that we
Hodgie.
could go forever.
We could.
But I think probably listeners would probably be like, how long can I sit there and listen to these drones chat? You know? I've got to be mindful.
Yeah, we do.
We've got to be mindful of the listeners.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that
Cut a bit out if you don't like it, mate.
Hodgie, cut it out, mate. But actually, if you keep this on the cutting floor, that's quite cool, because it's a bit of fun. But hey, keep this, Hodjo. The listeners out there, if you're still here, we love yous.
My motto is keep moving. Just keep moving, no matter what.
That's a good motto. I like that. I don't have a motto.
You should,
I
man.
might actually have to try and think of one.
I must do it. It's a good motto to use.
That could actually be my motto, I reckon, eh? I've missed it.
You can t-shirts, mate.
I've missed it. And it could be with everything. Life, with all sorts of things in life. I actually missed it. I fucking missed it.
We didn't get to talk about Kev Sooner now. We'll save that one for
Round 2, mate.
Yeah,
So many other chats. Like we only just scratched the surface on so much content. But anyway, for those of you, thanks for hanging in.
Thanks for having me.
Love yous. We're going to say goodnight.
Good dreams.
And peace out.